Going live. All right, hello YouTube. That one went live. This one always goes way live way faster than the other show. Welcome to episode 85 of Geekery Bites, where we have audio too. Making sure to check that early, dude. I don't know why, but when I have to like edit something on YouTube, dude, it takes like probably 30 minutes or more. Like even just cutting off a few seconds, like then it has to go reprocess the entire thing. Dude, it'll take like so. It kills my entire flow if I have to like edit a video. Like it'll be like a thing where I'll have to like do it and it's like, hey, I'm gonna go get lunch, go to Costco, do some chasing, then come back and do the entire. So really want to make sure we have our.
So it'd be bad if I closed my.
Well, no, I'd notice that. Like that's easy because it's just the picture there. So, let's go ahead
turn
and
off my mic for a little bit.
Well, no, we noticed that too. The little stupid audio thing on the bottom though, it's just very small and it's easy to not recognize that it's not jumping up and showing our audio. So let's go ahead and hit the intro and get started.
He who is ashamed of his geekery has forgotten the face of Stan Lee.
This is the podcast, Geekery Abides.
All right, hello and welcome to Geekery Bides, episode number 85. And 85, not the best year for movies, but there's a few in there.
Hey, Silver Bullet came out in 85.
Silver Bullet, yeah, we've got that. We've got Day of the Dead. Whenever there's like the whole thing of like, oh, what movie came out the year you're born that you love or whatever, like that's always my go-to. Friday the 13th Part 5, not really the best. Return of the Living Dead's awesome. So there's some good horror movies. There's like, I think that was one of the years where there's a Rambo and a Rocky movie that same year. There's, again, though, it's not,
Back to the Future came out in 1985.
Yeah, Back to the Future is one in 85 for sure. The Color Purple, Cocoon. There's some movies for sure. The Goonies is a big one for 85.
Commando.
But it's definitely not as big a year. There's a few years after that, 86, 87. There's a lot more movies.
A few
coming
years
up those
before
years.
that too.
Yeah, So it's, I don't know, for the year I was born, there's just kind of a low, not a low point, but it's, I don't know. It's no Halloween movie.
Dang, Teen Wolf came out that year too. Man, Michael J. Fox was cooking.
Yeah, and werewolves were cooking with Silver Bullet and that.
Had enough werewolves, man.
Nah, we gotta.
And the Howling Part 2.
Good stuff.
Oh, Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's the little side intro there that we're gonna get through the next 15 episodes at least, because I don't know if we move into like once we get at 100, I don't know if it's easy to like say 100 registers is 2,000 plus. No good movies have come out this century, right?
Yeah, no. So I think I may have just filled my empty episode for September. 1985, Ewoks: The Battle for Endor on Disney Plus.
Oh, I've got it.
You got it?
Oh yeah, of course.
I've never seen that.
So yeah, I have the Droids cartoon.
Oh boy.
I have that got in the wrong space. I have them in chronological order. Usually, what the fuck is going on? There we go. Ewok Adventures. I have Caravan of Courage and the Battle of Endor, and the Ewoks cartoon.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I anything that comes out with Star Wars, man. And these ones I knew were going to be like ones that would like come out once, they'd go out of print, and they'd never be seen again.
And they're not.
They're pretty much. I mean, if they're on Disney Plus, then that's about the only. But yeah, disc wise, those are not ones that are coming out on every new thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why these Clone Wars ones ended up way over there in the post Return of the Jedi era. That is a mistake. Yes. But hey, all I'm saying, sir, it's something I've seen before, so it's not like you're torturing me. It's not like we're watching the Christmas special or the holiday special.
Oh, that's the bad one. Okay.
Oh my God, it is fucking god awful.
I've never watched it.
Maybe
so
we should.
just So
but we'd have to do I've seen it, unfortunately, but we'd have to do,
I mean, so we could both say that we've seen
we'd have to do a reaction though. You'd have to like just literally, because like we're not a reaction channel, but something like that, like,
But could be fun.
You kind of have to.
Could be
so, just there's that scene in The Simpsons where they're like arguing about vacations, and Marge's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the bird sanctuary. I heard they got a new feeder bell," and the kids just have this look of abject horror, and like that's like would be us the entire time. I mean, I've already seen it, so I already know. I would be drinking. I would like.
You would have to have.
I would be 6 or 7 fucking cocktails in, man. There's no other way I could sit through it. Is that you'd have to, 100%. All right. So let's after all the little tangents, but it's good stuff though. We do still have some open episodes. Both of us have an open episode to fill in September. So
September's kind of an empty month. Well, we'll just take September off.
Well, mine's September 12th, so maybe I'll do that one with fucking Robert Pattinson where he's in the World Trade Center at the end.
Oh, remember me?
It is the 25th anniversary the day before that episode too. So is that what it's called? I just hate that movie because it stole my idea. I've had that idea for years.
You had that idea well before that movie was made. I will back that up with this.
I've been saying it for years. You just need to make some sort of chick flick where you do some god awful catastrophic thing at the end, because every dude that gets dragged to those chick flicks.
It is called Remember Me. Go me. The one that Tad always said was have a love story set in Japan, and then at the end the guy's like, okay, or was it the woman or the man?
I said you could do like a whole like forbidden love Romeo and Juliet thing, and they end up getting separated.
They end up getting separated, and one of them, I think you said the woman the first time you told me, and it may have changed, but I think the woman would be the worst. She gets sent to Hiroshima, and it's the day that the atomic bomb drops, and that's literally the end of the movie is like her going down the road, and then you hear the air raid siren.
Oh no, I would have done the full on shadow. She just turns into a fucking shadow on the sidewalk. Yeah, 100%, dude. All right, so let's jump on over to emails. If you want to email the show, you can send your emails to tad@geekerybuyds.com, TADD. Like, this is I think this is actually, I don't know, this is like a weird one because it is 85, so it's mine. Yeah. But it's like one of those ones, there's a few that are just like, it isn't really
this is what it is. You have no choice.
Yeah. So if you want to email the show.
I think you said that you were like worried. You're like, I have this tentatively put in for you. I'm like, no, that has to be the episode.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it was, but
I think it was Supergirl? Yeah, it's Supergirl.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah, episode 88 is Supergirl, and you're like, and then Spider-Man 90, you're like, I'm sorry, I'm taking like 2 of your episodes. I'm like, no, those have to be what we talk about on those episodes. We are not waiting.
Yeah, and like I said to you at lunch yesterday, I just don't think James Gunn has the balls to kill Crypto. He's never killed a beloved animal before, right?
Never, no.
So,
no.
And that's for your wife's benefit as well, just so she can hear that comment as well.
I know how she loves Crypto.
And then if you want to email Peter, it's peter@geekerybytes.com. We do every other episode. Yep. I have the odd ones. Peter has the even ones. If you want to email about an upcoming show, that's your way to do it. And yeah, that's the way. That's your best way to contact the show, unless you're joining us live in the live chat on the episode. And that will bring us over to watching, reading, playing.
First off, Mike in the chat says reading I, Jedi by Michael Stackpole. I've read that one. That's a pretty good book.
Me too.
Playing Star Wars Bounty Hunter, so I think he's in a Star Wars mood if I educated guess.
Yeah.
And then watching nothing in particular. And then he says Stir Whip. Is that from Battle of Endor or something? I don't know what that's from.
It might be the holiday. I don't remember, honestly. That it sounds familiar, but dude,
is it from the holiday special?
There's one point where the grandpa Wookiee is watching porn.
What?
Yeah,
the cooking segment of the holiday special.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they have like there's all these like cameos too. There's like people where it's just like, why is a golden girl in this? Like, it's just like, it's I don't remember if it's an actual golden girl, but it's shit like that where it's just like, what the fuck is going on here, man? The cooking one. Yeah.
God. And then my wife says, watching Silver Bullet, Mandalorian Grogu, DTF St. Louis, reading nothing, playing The Librarian, and Lego Batman.
What about Dollmare? Get that on sale for her yet?
No, I think the sale's over.
B. Arthur. Yeah, B. Arthur is she a golden girl? She's the one that's in it. B. Arthur.
Yeah, she absolutely is.
She is a golden. So I got it right. That she was a. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's just one of those ones. She may have not have been a golden girl, and I'm just saying it and just being generalization of her. But no, I'm glad she actually was. So
my wife tells you no.
What, for Dollmare?
Yeah.
Why not? Looks fun. It's like $3. You don't even need permission for it, Peter. All right.
That's true. It is under the $10 rules. So. It's a 9 out of 10 on Steam. I mean,
yes, indeed. Let's have you start.
you want me to go first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Dallmoyer, $4.99. Okay.
The great thing is I know your wife's account names on pretty much everything. I bet, so I'm pretty sure I could just send it to her on Steam.
she doesn't have to accept it though.
I could
Just
send it to her.
remember that.
I could send it to your daughter.
You could actually what you could do is you could send it to me because they have the thing now on
A
Steam
family
where it's the
shared thing.
family library. So then it would just be added to her library.
Hmm.
So
Then I can send a real doll in the mail.
you could. Or just put it on the doorstep. I think that's even creepier than actually sending it through the mail. It just shows up. No mail.
All right, what do you got? For
So watching, I got quite a bit. So I don't know if you remember last episode, I was watching a bunch of Batman animated movies.
Yeah.
I finished all the Batman animated movies that I have access to that I want to watch. So here we go. Starting off with the non-Batman stuff. Punisher: One Last Kill. Obviously watched that. Watched Mando and Grogu. And then I watched Batman vs. Robin, The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, Batman Under the Red Hood, Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2, Batman Year 1, and Batman The Killing Joke.
Okay.
So, Batman.
Yeah.
A lot of Batman. Reading Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I literally finished that Thursday as I pulled in to my house from work. Finished the epilogue while I was sitting in my car.
So what's your overall thoughts on the full cast then?
The full cast is awesome. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed the full cast.
So you're gonna just like alternate?
I think it's just going to be kind of a coin flip. Like, oh man, I'm feeling Harry Potter.
Sophie's choice.
Do I want really good Jim Dale or do I want really good full cast? Because there are some perfect castings for voices.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie as Dumbledore was phenomenal. That
Yeah.
is Dr. House as Dumbledore was amazing to have.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple voices. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that fucking. I had to look it up, and I'm like, yeah, I know them, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, one of those that guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I finished that. I also finished Just After Sunset, short story collection from Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
Short story novellas. It's collection from Stephen King.
Yeah.
And then we did a Patreon hangout this week for our other show, which is Stephen King stuff. Where we watched Silver Bullet, and you mentioned during it that the novella for that is only like 120 pages. And I was sitting there this morning with nothing to do, and I went, you know what? How much is that? And I looked, and it was $6.99 on Kindle, so I bought it and read it this morning. So that is fresh in my brain. I am done with werewolves for a while.
So you gotta check that off the list too. Then
I do. I actually have to check off Just After Sunset and Cycle of the Werewolf. That's 2 more, which means I should only have 3 left on that Stephen King read.
Let's see. Cycle. I don't know what year that was.
It's early.
Cycle. Let's just control F that shit. There we go. 83. Not that
Yeah.
early. Not for King.
That's pretty early when you're considering he's still writing stuff in 2026.
But for the late 70s, though. Early for him would be like the 70s, right?
I hate to break it to you, Tad, but 70s to 2026. 80s is right there at the beginning. That's old.
Early to me would be in that 70s era. So that puts you at let's see,
72 out of 75?
74 out of 77.
74 out of 77.
Yeah.
So I have Nightmares and Dreamscapes,
Yep.
Night Shift, and Rage are the 3 that are left.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. That's all I got, and I've read everything by Stephen King.
Then you'll get the achievement.
Stephen King nerd. And then playing, my wife and I were playing 7 Days to Die a little bit 2 weeks ago, but we have stopped since then. We're done with that game for a little bit. I have also got 2 new games for the first time in a long time. I got 2 new games on launch. That's Subnautica 2, which is in early access. And then I did get Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, and I'm playing the fuck out of that. I think that's why I got my Batman kick in, is because I was craving that game so much. I was so excited for it that I just watched all this Batman stuff leading up to it, which is awesome because it's so funny. I've only played a little bit. I think when I stopped today playing, I was only like 3.6% through the story. It's weird because they're mixing all of the Batmans. So like the prologue is training with the League of Shadows. Batman Begins. But the death of Bruce's parents is very much, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Very much
Oh yeah.
Batman with
Pearls?
Michael Keaton. Pearls, unfortunately. Fucking pearls. Again. Yeah, you and my wife both laughed at me with the fucking pearls. God damn, I'm so sick of seeing the pearls. Makes no goddamn sense why you would rip the pearls off of her neck. It ruins the necklace.
So funny.
So dumb.
So funny.
But yeah, so it's really interesting seeing like them mesh together. Like they're just meshing all the Batmans together, which is funny. Because then after I did the prologue, which is training with the League of Shadows, I get back to Gotham and Jim Gordon is Jeffrey Wright from the Batman.
Yeah.
So not white. So it's just like, wait, it's all the Batmans meshed into one, which is really fun, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it was going to be a lot of fun, but it's actually like really fun.
Any
like,
Robins yet?
like when they choose. No Robins yet. When
Okay.
I get Robins, I will definitely be sending
What
a
about
video.
Penguin?
Yeah, they had a penguin, and he has like, dude, he's creepy as fucking hell. He's short. He has like the hooked nose, but then he's got like razor sharp fucking teeth, like Killer Croc. It's like, no,
Good stuff.
bad penguin.
Good stuff. Gotta love good old Oswald Cobblepot.
No.
He's a good man, that Cobblepot.
No. So all right, that's it for me. What about you?
Yeah, I've got actually a lot of not a lot. Again, it's hard for me to say a lot after that 50
Yeah,
horror movies.
When you were dropping like 14 movies every time, not
Yeah.
counting the extra stuff that you
yeah,
watched.
Yeah, but I'm still up on my movie, at least one movie a week though.
One new movie a week.
Yeah, one non-rewatch a week since
Yeah.
the beginning of the year. So doing pretty good on that.
What week are we in?
Whatever, I don't even know. Who knows? So I've been watching Modern Family still for my just short throw something on for 20 minutes or whatever. Also,
How is that treating you? You still liking it?
oh yeah, there was a great one because the one of the two gay couple, one of he's like he's like the stay at home parent.
Yeah.
But previously he was a semi-professional clown.
Yes.
And there was an episode where like the what do you call it? Protege? No, he's the protege, like the master
Yeah.
that like died. So there was this clown funeral, and dude,
Oh
it was
my
so
God.
funny, dude.
I
So
might have to watch that episode with my wife.
so funny. And then they're like deciding they're gonna go drink or something. And he's like, "How are y'all gonna fit in that car?" He's like, "Oh, never mind." And then there's like eight people in like a smart car.
Oh, never mind.
It's great. So it's good though. Then after the last episode, I believe it was, I ended up going and seeing Iron Maiden Burning Ambition, just like a theatrical documentary on the band. I mean, what do you expect for an hour and 45 documentary on a 50-year band? I mean, it was cool. But I'm like, this should have been like a 10-part series for a 50-year band. But no. It's,
Also, the fact that it's like your favorite band of all time.
one thing I will say though is I went to the old Megaplex over there. Dude, apparently not all of their theaters have been updated. So it was like an old school flappy chair. I was like sitting in coach in an airline.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm glad I don't go to this theater.
After years of like the recliners,
and I've been in recliners at Megaplexes too. So it's like I thought they had been completely upgraded, but apparently at least some theaters they have are still the old school.
Wow,
Yeah.
cheap shit.
Yeah, really bad. Really, really bad.
And you still probably paid full price, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Then I did go see Mortal Kombat 2. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I think
him.
I think it surpassed the first movie.
Did
so,
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Give me more. Just keep sending them.
Just keep making them.
Keep going. It was good
I
stuff.
haven't seen it yet, so I have to ask. I just have to ask one question because Johnny Cage was always kind of my favorite. I wasn't a huge Mortal Kombat fan, but when I played, I loved playing Johnny Cage. How was Carl?
Oh, I mean, do you even have to ask?
He killed
It's
it,
Carl
right?
Urban.
Okay.
Dude. Like, when does he not kill it?
Okay.
So then you mentioned Punisher: One Last Kill.
Yep.
That was a lot of fun. Good pen scene there. So.
The pen is mightier than the sword, right?
Yes, indeed. Then I also went and saw the new sensation Obsession. So went and saw that on a
you
whim.
Said
so
is.
oh, it's incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolutely incredible. Really good movie. Can't wait to see more of them. Hopefully they get some sequels signed up. Incredible horror movie. I'd recommend everyone that's a horror fan to go see it for sure. Going to see Passengers tomorrow. I think tomorrow night. I think is what it is.
Okay.
So got that on the docket. Although I'm seeing,
Dude, okay.
I'm
So
seeing some reactions online though that might not be all that great.
Oh,
Sounds like
really?
the trailer might be better than the movie. I'm gonna go in with an open mind, but
Got your fingers crossed. Go open mind.
Yeah,
We were talking about that out at lunch yesterday, and you were describing it to our waitress, And I was like, yeah, that does sound kind of familiar. Dude, I shit you not. Last night, I was watching a hockey game. I saw the trailer for it 3 times.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, are you serious? Like,
Yeah. No, because it's coming out now. So I'm looking forward to that. Did watch Silver Bullet and did watch Mandalorian and Baby Yoda as well, of course. So,
Mandalorian and Grogu.
I'm never
You
calling
can
him
use
that.
his name, Tad. It's
No.
okay. It won't hurt you.
No, if you wanted me to call him that, he should have had a dog tag on in the very first episode. Because you can't just leave him unnamed for 3 seasons and then think we're going to change what we're or 2 seasons, whatever the fuck it was.
1 season.
Nonsense.
Luke tells him his name in the 2nd season, doesn't he?
No,
Luke that
it's
tells,
Ahsoka.
It's Ahsoka that tells
Yeah,
him.
because she would have known. So, yeah, either way, stupid. And then when they're trying that whole bullshit, oh, it's the child. No, go fuck yourself. It's Baby Yoda.
I wish to see the child. It's like in the first episode.
No, that they try to call him like the child. When
Oh,
they put
yeah,
out
yeah.
action figures and shit, it say
Yeah.
the child. It's like no one's fucking calling him that. So,
Baby Yoda.
and even Grogu, it's like no, it's Baby Yoda. So yeah, it is. So did see that as well. Just finished Chamber of Secrets today. Actually finished like the last 15 minutes or so.
Nice.
Said it in the Discord that I had like 30 minutes left, and Chris from Australia, it's like, oh, so you're gonna get to the I almost said Gandalf. The Dumbledore shows up and explains everything part of the book. I'm like, oh, is that a theme?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so just got Dobby freed up and stuff. So yeah, just finished that up. So
Pretty good, right?
yeah, no, definitely enjoyed it. Don't know if I'm gonna have time for any other Harry Potter books in the near future.
Nope. We
So-
got to read it,
and The Stand.
and then The Stand.
So The Stand is on the horizon too.
Yeah, you read it going to work. You read Stan coming home from work. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Clowns and Flag. Good stuff. And then because of Mortal Kombat, I did throw on the Mortal Kombat collection and played through 1 and 2 on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah?
That's pretty much all I played. I
It's
don't think
available on Xbox. Just
they just put out the collection at the
regular,
end of last year.
old school,
It's
like
got-
arcade.
I think it's got 1 through 4, and then you can play every version. So you can play arcade, Sega, Nintendo, Game Boy. Like it.
They're different.
Yeah, there's some differences.
Oh,
like
okay.
largely it's the same game, but they're like graphical differences. Like if you play a Super Nintendo version, there's no blood. Like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, Nintendo would not allow blood. So
I guess that makes sense.
yeah, and then even Sega didn't have blood. You had to put in a code to get the blood unlocked. So,
Oh, really?
but it's cool because it has like a training mode, so you can go through in every single game and do like training for like the fatalities and stuff. So, especially in Mortal Kombat 2, some of the shit on that is brutal. It's tough. There's a lot going
like
on
16 combo to get
there.
the
There's
fatality,
yeah,
right?
there's a lot going on. I remember buying the magazine back in the day that had all the
I remember that. I remember kids talking about like, oh yeah, up, down, left, right, left, X, A, B, B, B. And I'm like,
yeah.
all just to see someone get uppercutted and their head taken off, like,
Or
okay.
turning him into a baby.
Wah.
Babality.
Babality.
All right. So yeah, that's it for watching, reading, playing.
All right.
Let's jump on over, if I got my slide set up right, to the main topic, which we got.
That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's not in this movie.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And one of these days, man.
No, you're not.
One of these days.
No, not gonna happen.
One of these days. I just wonder what I would change it to.
Hello there.
Push it, and there's just a penguin sound.
No.
That would be funny.
No.
actually. Oh man.
It's in my contract that you can't change that.
We'll see.
No.
We'll see. All right. So yeah, main topic. Mandalorian Grogu just came out 2 days ago?
Thursday?
Technically yesterday.
Yeah.
Thursday's like the advanced screening, but it's like technically yesterday was the release date.
I
so.
had to explain that to someone at work the other day. Because I was like, oh, yeah, I got to see Mandalorian and Grogu tonight. And they're like, doesn't that come out on Friday? I'm like, well, technically, yes. Like, if you look at the release date, it does say, what is today, the 23rd? So it does say the 22nd.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it on the 21st. They're like, well, how are you doing that? I'm like, because movie theaters stopped doing midnight showings, so they do it like the night before. It's kind of like how they do midnight showings. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, yeah, it's been that way for like, geez, over a decade
Yeah.
now.
Everyone always tries to blame the shooting
The
from the
Aurora,
Batman.
Colorado one.
But like honestly, theaters are wanting to get away from it anyway because
Yeah.
it's like how much easier is it for them just to run their normal hours now?
Yeah.
Because when they run midnight showings, if you have a 2-3 hour movie, like you got people there till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It's like you know,
It just extends their business from Friday, Saturday, Sunday being their busiest days, probably Friday, Saturday being their busiest, to being Thursday, Friday, Saturday when they have a big movie coming out.
yeah, 100%. So, Mike says, pray Tad doesn't alter the deal further. Hey, I actually just repeated
You
that.
actually said that to me
Yeah.
before the show.
I did just say that to him, actually. So, so let's dive on in. We went and saw it, Thursday night. Also, I've been noticing recently, there's been some movies, not all of them. Some movies are starting to creep where Thursday there's like an afternoon showing, like a 2-3 o'clock showing. I'm
Really?
like, that's kind of interesting.
Trying to get just a little bit more moolah.
Yeah, like another screening or another 2 screenings, whatever it might be. So, yeah, let's jump on in though. So, how does it feel to finally have a Star Wars back on the big screen after 7 years? 7-year gap?
That is a long time. And honestly, it feels like longer because, dude, I think I've watched Rise of Skywalker once outside of theaters.
Yeah. I watched it at least once because I was like, did I really hate a Star Wars movie? Like, or was I just being overly hard on it? And I watched it again. I'm like, I liked it less.
I liked it less.
Like, it just, yeah.
Yeah,
Brutal.
and honestly, I don't want to shit on the sequels. That's not what I'm here to do, but I just want to explain myself.
You're just here so you don't get fined.
I just want to explain myself because it really does feel like it's been longer because with not having a good conclusion to the sequel trilogy with the way Rise of Skywalker went, it really kind of killed the mood for me to go back and watch Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, where it's just like, it's a part of a trilogy, but if the third one sucks, it kind of kills it, you know? It's not like
Yeah.
Terminator where I can go watch Terminator or Terminator 2 either by themselves or together,
Yeah.
and it's fine. I can leave the story there. But you can't do that with like The Last Jedi. Like what happens next,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You
I do.
have to.
I do.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few times I've probably like at least once in the last year I've watched The Force Awakens and then then Last Jedi, and I was just like, oh well, and they live happily ever after.
And they lived happily ever after. That's the end.
Or I just go and find the Duel of the Fates script and just read that.
Yeah. That came across my feed for the first time this week.
Yeah,
Someone
like a rundown on it.
Someone breaking it down, and I was just like, "What?
Yeah. Oh, it's
What?
Yeah.
That's what we could have had."
And to be fair, literally, I think the date on that script is like the 2 days before Carrie Fisher passed away.
Yeah.
So it's like ultimately that was the first draft, and it would have had to have had like a good chunk of changes made to it because
It would have had to because
Yeah.
Carrie wasn't there.
yeah. So, but still, yeah. I just
Anyways.
yeah, not yeah. But yeah, for me, I mean, it's cool because I mean, I've been bemoaning it for a bit now, where it's just like Star Wars as a theatrical property, you know, the TV
Yeah.
shows, whatever, it's fine. But it's like this is not Star Wars. It's not this natural habitat of Star
Yeah.
Wars. That's the big screen. That's a movie theater, and it has been a long fucking gap, man. It has been. I mean, it's COVID has come and gone since we fucking went
Yeah.
to a Star Wars movie in theaters last.
Yeah.
2019, Jesus Christ. Like now, COVID is technically bubbling up in China about the time that we went and saw that
We
movie.
had an
but-
entire president
Yeah.
in between Star Wars movies that
And it's hard to bitch because like between the sequel or the original and the prequels, there's a, you know, whatever gap, 1983 to 1999. So it's not like it's the longest gap we've ever had, but it's like when Disney bought it, there was an expectation that
yes,
like
it's like-
you'd see regular
Yeah.
releases and stuff. So
it's like the reason why we had that gap is because it was owned by George Lucas.
yeah.
And then we got the prequels and it's like K, and then we got the Clone Wars and we're like K, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to sell this to Disney. And it's like, well, Disney's going to make a fuck ton of stuff with Star Wars.
yeah.
And they did. And for a minute.
Yeah.
And then we got Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And we got Obi-Wan. And we got
Clone Wars final season.
we
There's-
got, Bad
Rebels,
Batch. Yeah.
Rebels.
Rebels.
Wasn't
Well,
it-
Rebels was before.
No. Clone Wars is canceled by Disney, and Rebels is one of the first products that
No,
came
no,
out of
I
Disney.
know. But I'm saying
Oh,
Rebels was done before the sequel started.
yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
think that was the first thing that came out of the Disney era. I believe
Wasn't it before
was Rebels.
Disney bought it?
No, no, it's a Disney thing.
Yeah, I know, but Disney made it. But wasn't Star Wars still? It was on Disney Channel, but wasn't it still owned by George Lucas?
No, it was in the Disney era. I think it was the first thing of the Disney era was Rebels,
When did Star Wars get bought by Disney?
2012.
So yeah, 2014.
Yeah, October 30th, 2012.
Yeah, October 3rd, 2014 is when it premiered. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, Rebels was off the air before was off the air in between The Force Awakens and Last Jedi. Is what
Yeah.
I mean. Is like it's been off the air for a while. So
yeah,
Yeah, so it just like it felt like we were gonna get stuff after the sequels finished. It's like, okay, we're gonna get some more stuff, and it's like
and it just kind of
all we got was just like a couple TV shows.
TV shows out the ass. We've had a lot of TV content, but it's
like you said, theatrical. It's Star Wars.
Like, come on, man. Yeah, give me some fucking movies. Yeah. So it is good to have it back. I am somewhat disappointed that we didn't get a crawl. I saw a thing with Kathleen Kennedy where she said she thought it was a huge mistake that they tried to differentiate it and stuff. And it's like, it especially pissed me off because we basically had like a fucking title card thing to give us like, to catch people up that may not have watched the show. Like, it's good, but it's like, do a fucking crawl.
It's right there.
Jesus fucking Christ,
right
dude. Are you
there.
fucking kidding me, dude? Like, give me the fucking opening.
They have fast.
Give me the crawl. That pissed me off.
We literally
quite a
had
bit,
that
actually.
conversation. Was that on the show 2 weeks ago, or was that just me and you talking? Where you told me about Kathleen Kennedy saying that it was a miss doing the crawl.
I think it was with our hangout last week as a group, because I ended up saying I predicted that we'd get like the proper openings. It's like for Kathleen to openly in public say that I think it was a mistake that we removed one of the most iconic aspects of the.
And then they give us a half-assed. Hey, here's not a crawl, but here's a.
Which at least
summary.
They gave us that on like Rogue One that just started.
Yeah,
So at least they gave us that. But again, come on, man, like. I don't know.
What was Solos? I don't remember I just rewatched it this year, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember actually either.
I think it talks about Corellia, if I remember
just
right.
like an opening card that, no, that makes sense to set the stage for like his backstory. So, so I'm definitely glad it's back, but that would be my one slight complaint is we didn't get that return. And I don't know if like it was already whatever, or I don't know. I do think we need to return to that though. So, but we're back now. I mean, we're having a movie next year, so I do think that like there was a little bit of a log jam after the sequel trilogy and what happened there. But I do think that we got stuff coming fast and furious, right? We got Jedi Star. No, what is that called? The fucking Ryan Gosling one is next year. And then
is it Jedi Starfighter?
Is it Jedi Starfighter? I was gonna say that, but then it suddenly sounded wrong in my head. So.
Star Wars Starfighter.
Yeah, not Jedi Starfighter. Just Star Wars Starfighter comes out next year,
directed by Sean Levy.
And then I believe we have something the year after that. So yeah, movies are coming now. So the log jam, because the other thing too, I guess we got to be give them a somewhat of a break on is COVID happened, the writer strikes happened, so some of the stuff that fucked up Hollywood could have also slowed them down when it comes to. They
also did change CEOs. CFOs, whatever Bob Iger is.
Well, that just barely happened.
Yeah, so that also plays a part of it. So, because when did that happen? 2024?
Oh, when he left for like a month or two and then came back? And that has nothing to do with Star Wars. The Disney is like a parent company, but the Star Wars is not like starting and stopping based off Bob Iger. Like that has him changing isn't going to change anything.
But he's the one that has the disposition to more movies, less TV shows, right?
Yeah, but that was like an edict he gave to everyone. Like it's like in Marvel,
so
Disney.
that affects Star Wars. Then that's what I'm saying. It's like him becoming CEO again did have a change to where he started pushing more movies, less shows.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Mike says, I saw it at 11:20 a.m. Eastern time today. Back up, the 40 minutes of commercials and previews really annoyed me. Started at 11:20. Movie actually started near noon. Yeah, that's pretty common anymore. Like trailers are about 15-20 minutes, and then nowadays every theater's putting 10 minutes of fucking commercials before the trailers even start. So that is pretty frustrating for sure.
I did see someone talk about that where it's just like, dude, you guys got to stop. Like, you guys just have to recognize that this is not what people want when they go to the movie theaters. And if you want to save the theaters and everything like that you guys keep talking about, get rid of the shit.
But I'm going to defend the theaters.
I know. That's how they make money.
That's how they make their money, man, because the Hollywood is fucking them sideways on tickets. Like, they basically make no money on tickets. And as fast as movies are falling out of theaters, like, in the old days when, like, Titanic did good for, like, fucking 3, 4, 5 months, like, there used to be a formula where at a certain point, I would think it was, like, a month or two in, like, 100% of the ticket went to the theater. So, like, theaters ate big on, like, movies like Titanic. But nowadays, 60 days later, it's on fucking the streaming service? So it's like...
Yeah.
I get where I want to defend theaters a smidge. Like I don't like it, but they are kind of being fucked here. Hollywood just needs to say, you know what? We're doing a 50-50 split from day one. Theaters get half the fucking ticket price.
it is the biggest complaint I see from people when it comes to going to a movie theater is the two things. One, prices are ridiculous. And two, I got to sit through an hour's worth of ads.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it comes down to. And I get upset when people include the trailers as ads. And I'm like,
I agree.
Dude,
Because it's not. Trailers are different.
Trailers have been a part of movies since like the fucking 50s.
Now, the Megaplex, though, for the Iron Maiden thing, they did trailer ad, trailer ad, trailer ad. They intercut the fucking shit. So I was like, I'm glad I don't go to this theater anymore. So,
that's terrible.
Although I do have a free certificate sitting around I got to use at some point.
Oh,
with
do you
them,
really?
So that's unfortunate. Yeah. So do you feel, moving on from like the overall element of like theatrical, do you feel this earned the jump to the big screen? Namely, do you think it felt bigger and grander than the show? Because like, I think that's a big question going in. Is it's like, because you already touched on it, so actually let me just pause and just make, because I was going to talk about this at some point.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the only reason this is happening is because of Bob Iger.
Yeah.
Because of the edict of like whatever. Ultimately, this was probably a portion of what would have been season 4. But with the Mandalorian stuff, this is probably just one story idea that they were able to, basically extract out and then put onto film. So the question then becomes is like, knowing that that's kind of how the sausage is made, do you feel like this actually, one, felt like a cohesive movie, and two, do you feel like it earned being a theatrical release, or did this kind of just feel like 3 Bando episodes kind of tied together?
No, I felt really,
one story arc,
yes.
but ultimately probably 3 episodes of Mando.
I felt it was really well done.
And in the chat too, you guys can answer as well.
I felt it was really well done, and I actually had a comment about this with my wife driving home from the theater after seeing it with you guys. Is that I feel like there may have been some base elements, like the Hutt story definitely felt like that may have been like the part of the season, like the main arc of the season. But I feel like that it was written really well for a film, that it had very good flow, very good development. I think that honestly, we got some character development for Grogu, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that we got to see that, and we got introduced to new characters. We got one of the biggest complaints I've seen with Star Wars, and I think you've even made this complaint. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to put words in your mouth about complaints, but stop giving us the same 5 fucking planets.
Yeah.
Give us new planets.
Yeah.
And in this one, guess what? We didn't go back to a single fucking named planet that we know.
Yeah.
We never went to Tatooine. We never went to Coruscant. We never went to Alderaan. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I have a note somewhere saying we didn't go to fucking Tatooine, thank God.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest complaints I've seen from Star Wars fans that are just like, guys, there's an entire universe here, galaxy, whatever the bigger one is. I always forget which one's the bigger one. Give us new planets.
Well, it's a galaxy. Universe is bigger, but galaxy is what we're living in.
Yeah.
It's the Star Wars galaxy.
Star Wars galaxy. So like, come on. Like, have we ever seen Dantooine or Yavin 3 or anything else?
I do think that some of the extra material and stuff is basically confirmed that the what do you call it? Star Killer base in The Force Awakens is Ilium.
Yeah.
From the Clone Wars, the where they go to get the lightsaber crystals.
Yeah.
That the First Order destroyed Ilium to create the. So that's kind of cool that they tied that in. But that you destroyed a really cool planet.
Yeah, you destroyed it. So. It's gone. So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But no, that was one thing that I really wanted to notate is like, hey, check that box for Star Wars fans that give us new planets.
There is some people debating if that was Hoth at the beginning though.
The
it's not
snow.
Yeah.
Not enough snow. Not cold enough. No.
It could be a different part of the planet, though. I mean, it's way rockier. I mean, there's some mountains that you see in Hoth, especially in the background. But this could easily be the other side of the planet that just. But and again, though, there's part of me that's like the same thing I bitched about with Episode 9, because originally, apparently, even in the script, there was thoughts that that black girl was going to be Lando's like granddaughter or some shit like that. And I'm just like, every black person doesn't have to be fucking related, dude. Get over this shit.
Every snow
and
not
every
planet
snow
is Hoth.
Yeah.
Not every jungle planet is Felucia. Not every shipbuilding planet is Corellia. Not every jungle rainforesty planet is Endor. There's more than one types of these planets. Kashyyyk and Endor exist in the same universe, guys. Let's But I was very pleasantly surprised not only to get Hal Hutta, but we also got the moon, and I forgot the name of it. Shakur,
something like that. Yeah.
That moon was phenomenal. I loved that moon because not only did you get like the city, which was very exactly what I would expect from like an Outer Rimish kind of gangster. You got gladiators basically fucking fighting in death pits kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what you would get. And then he walks up to a food vendor. I want some information. It's just like,
Yeah.
you're like, absolutely. That's
And
great.
Martin Scorsese playing that character,
Yeah.
and then the fact that he's in the opening credits, dude, that threw me through a loop.
That's Scorsese. Yeah, we all kind of looked at each other like, wait, what the fuck? Martin Scorsese? What?
Yeah, I may have heard about him being in the movie, but I had since forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that threw me off. So I do think that I think it mostly earned it's the jump to the big screen. I think especially that opening 10, 15 minutes or whatever on that snow planet, I think is probably the most overt. That's like this probably wouldn't have been in the show.
Yeah.
Like, but latter parts of the movie, honestly, because that's the other part of it too. Is like I think the hard part is that The Mandalorian was such a cinematic show anyway that it's not like it was like a made-for-TV 1990s
Right.
show. So like it's already cinematic in the sense that like being above that is a little bit harder because we're not talking about strings and bubblegum, holding the ships up. Like this isn't the original Battlestar Galactica in the 70s. It's like what? No,
Right.
The Mandalorian has been a pretty high budget.
I mean, I was thinking about like the creatures of it when you asked me that question. I'm like, no, this actually like hit like the CGI and everything like that was very fantastic and everything. And then I got thinking about it in my head, like, well, so is the show.
yeah,
Like the big rhino creature where Grogu picks it up. Like that looks fantastic in the
Yeah.
show.
No, and I
So-
think that hurts this movie to an extent of the fact that the show was so high quality
Yeah.
that you can't have this like massive noticeable jump in quality because the show was already kind of like up there a ways.
But I
right?
like
so,
I
and
actually
I'm not saying it's bad about the movie. I'm just saying that like it, versus like Star Trek back in the day, like when you had Star Trek: The Next Generation and you get the first movie, there's a fucking night and day difference
Right.
of that, and it's like because you're talking about a TV show versus like a Hollywood movie.
and especially
and-
a TV show
and-
back then that was 22 episodes.
Yeah,
That was we had to film
very
this
limited budget
every year.
Yeah,
We have to put this out every year.
yeah.
So we can't, do The Boys every 5 years or Stranger Things every 18 years.
Yeah.
But-
And Mando, I think they've spared no expense in the sense of it's a high quality Hollywood level show. And there's very few times that I've actually seen like the budgetary restraints. There have been times I've noticed where it's just like, oh, you could probably tell they would have done this a little bit different if this had been a
movie.
a $200 million movie.
Right.
But that's been rare. Though I could probably count on one hand how many times I've seen that over the 3 seasons. So.
See, you were saying that might detract from the movie. I actually think that it makes it
Well,
better cohesiveness between the show and the movie.
yeah.
So that when we look at this in 10, 15 years, The Mandalorian 3 seasons and The Mandalorian and Grogu are actually going to fit really well together versus like I always felt
You see a
off
noticeable jump.
I always felt off watching the Star Trek movies because I grew up watching Next Generation. I remember watching Next Generation all the time with my parents. And then when I got introduced to the movies later, it was actually quite jarring to be like, "Oh, this is what Star Trek would look like if they had a good budget." You know, kind of thing. So it's like, this is what it could be. It's not. So when I go back to the TV show, I'm like, that would have been an actual space battle if this was a movie, not a negotiation and a talk down, and then the two ships part ways, which was my favorite part of Star Trek. I fucking love the space battles. And guess what? The movies had a lot more of than the TV show.
Yeah.
Space battles. And so I feel like this is going to create more of a cohesiveness where they're a little bit more on the same level. That I think in the future it's actually going to help it versus hurt it. In the short term, in the initial release, I could see where you're like what you're saying, and I know it's not.
And I'm not saying it hurts like it's making the movie worse. I'm just saying that like the noticeable jump that you would normally see with the TV is somewhat diminished by the fact that the show is already so high quality. So
exactly.
I'm not saying it's a negative on the movie at all. I'm just saying that like usually though jumping to like the big screen from a TV, like you're going to see a massive.
Yeah,
but
like, the Star Trek is a perfect example.
That gap is much less of a chasm in this case, just because Mando, like, in some cases they're spending, movie level budgets for a season. So, I think, and it shows, right? Disney was not, they were sparing no expense, when it came to that show. So, Yeah, so Mike says, felt big movie, sound, costumes, visual, special effects, felt TV, cuts that felt like episodes, the soundtrack, I think, Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics. Yeah, we'll talk about Ludwig in just in a bit. I have a note on him for sure. Overall, I felt like I binge watched the 4th season of The Mandalorian. I liked it, but it felt misplaced. And I think so. I do think it earned the jump, but with Mike's comment, I would say, and I said this outside the theater, I would have preferred a 4th season overall. Like I
know you were saying earlier that you prefer Star Wars in the
theaters.
In the theaters, and I mentioned this to my wife on the way home. I'm like, I gotta make sure to bring this up on the show. So I'm glad that you brought it up yourself, because it is a contradiction with what you're saying. So
because ultimately, like, there's a layered richness to what the Mandalorian has brought to us, and some of the stuff that they've set up in the previous shows, like this, yes, the hut, I do believe Rhoda would have shown up in the 4th season, and I do think that would have been one of the arcs. But it's like, okay, but now transferring this to a movie and making this movie, I get some scenes that are bigger, I get some higher budget stuff, but okay, but I don't get the Bo-Katan follow-up on what's going to go on with the Mandalore and the re-merging of the Mandalorian race between the two cultures coming together and Mando being the bridge between that to me is way more interesting than almost anything. And I love this movie, but I'd give this movie up and Starfighter in a second to just get the 4th season and get all of that stuff along with what we got here, even if some of it's tempered down because we don't have a $200 million budget for the Force. You know what I mean? So some of this,
because you love Mandalorian and you want to build it more.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's cool. And I just think that what they did in the first 3 seasons was so good that it's like I can't help but find this almost to be somewhat of a diminishment, because I have to wonder what we lost out. What was Favreau and Filoni's plan for the 4th season of Mandalorian, and how much of it do we lose by transferring this to a movie because Bob Iger's being a fucking piece of shit and just wants to big dick everything that they own. And so I'm slightly annoyed. Like, I want Star Wars movies, but I don't think because
this was established before
as a show,
we want to keep going with it.
Yeah, it's like,
keep it going.
So what if instead of that final season of Clone Wars, which I think almost everyone would widely regard was fucking stellar.
Yeah.
But what if the edict from Iger had come before that, and instead we just got a 2-hour Clone Wars movie to wrap up the Clone Wars? How much would we have lost?
We would have got 1 or 2 episodes instead of the 6 or 7
yeah,
that we got.
There's just a richness we would have lost there. And because it was a show, well, the Clone Wars wasn't a show to be. It kind of was, kind of wasn't. It's a weird halvesies thing where it's like, but I ultimately though, Clone Wars is a TV thing, Mandalorian's a TV thing. I do think I would have enjoyed what the 4th season would have been more, because you would have added more of the Mandalorian stuff in. We would have got more cool side characters, more cool planets. Like, maybe we would have seen less. We wouldn't have seen that entire AT-AT battle probably, right? That felt very big budget. That wasn't going to be in the show.
It felt like they made it. They had to do it because it's a Hollywood script.
Yeah, and you're going to do some stuff bigger and better. So. It's a weird thing. It's like, it's a duality where it's like, I love this fucking movie, but I would have taken the 4th season, and there's nothing.
If someone comes to you 4 years ago and says, "Okay, 4th season of Mandalorian or a movie,"
or right after the 3rd season wrapped.
Yeah.
If you would ask me, like, hey, do you the 4th season, or do you want us to like transform this and make a movie? And that's been something that people have talked about for a bit, where it's like, do we ever think that Mandalorian's going to just shift from being a show to a movie, and not, just as a question of like, it's a cool character and stuff. Would this ever become a movie? Maybe, right? And like, I would have said, okay, whatever. But in lieu of like, we're going to get rid of a 4th season and give you a movie, absolutely fucking not. I would never sign up for that.
Yeah.
Because I've loved what the Mandalorian has done on TV, and I just can't help but wonder what's been left on the cutting room floor. And is there a chance we never? I mean, Iger's gone now again, so who knows what that looks like? But the next few years are going to be pretty well set in stone. But it's like,
because they had to take time to make the movies.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, so again, it's a weird duality for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And it might sound like a contradiction, but it's just like, I think just what was so good about the Mandalorian, I couldn't help but wonder, what did we lose?
Yeah.
But I did enjoy the hell out of this movie.
But it doesn't.
I really did.
So the big question, does that take away from the movie for you?
No. I could definitely look at I mean, there'll always be the what if, just like the Rise of Skywalker you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
There's an element of like, what could we have had?
What
else?
You don't like that movie, so it's a little bit of a different dynamic.
But you were saying it though. For you were saying that, there's part of you where it's just like, really, this is what we got. So
well, that's why I don't like the Rise of Skywalker either. That's why it's like,
have you turned on that?
I never liked it. I was like, it was okay.
I was the only one outside the theater. Everybody else is like,
no. See, you're misconstruing that I liked it, But I was like, it's Star Wars. It was good, but on rewatch, no, I didn't like it.
Okay, I don't know if I knew you had turned on that.
Yeah,
'cause-
we talked about this. It was last year or the year before where we talked about it. Where I'm just like, yeah, dude, I rewatched Rise of Skywalker, and you're right, man. This isn't Star Wars.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
So, because there was that even made me feel like, not that I knew my opinion, but it was like, it was definitely weird outside the theater when we're all sitting there in the cold and like everyone else was pretty happy with it. I was just like, I don't want to be like the shitty person here, but like, I did not like that fucking movie, man.
There was.
And I was confused.
The thing I did notice, and I still have this memory.
I'm not trying to shit on it. Like,
No.
go back on that, but
There's one part of it that is ingrained in my memory that when we were talking outside of the theater is that we went around basically the group and every one of us had a problem with the movie at some point. And it's like, because like you gave me shit. You're like, how bad was it when you thought Chewie died? I'm like, I knew he didn't. And you're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it was in the trailer. He flies a Falcon with Lando. I knew that he didn't die.
yeah.
Like that was ruined for me. Like that emotional thing, gone. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, dude, like that's like one of the shots in the trailers. They show Chewie with Lando and the Falcon.
Yeah.
And then he gets the ship with him in it gets blown up and it's like, oh, he's dead. I'm like, he never flew the Falcon with Lando.
And
This isn't Marvel. I
Yeah.
know this has to be in the movie.
we're not to Marvel levels yet. We're there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for me. So I do think it felt earned to jump to the big screen, and I did love the movie. But I will say I would have preferred the 4 seasons just because
Sure.
I love what the show has been, and I would like the Mandalorian stuff. I want to see what happens with Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
I want to see what does that look like. Do we remerge Mandalore and stuff,
The
and
clans and everything.
Yeah. Does the Death Watch and the other side come back together, and is Mando that bridge across? I just feel like we were building him up for something really big, and I feel like now he's just become a hired gun to the New Republic, and it's like, I don't know. It just feels like
I wonder if there's going to
feels
be
like a downgrade for the character, a smidge.
I wonder if
So,
there's going to be more Mando movies or
I
if
hope so.
or if that's a question that I have written down. We'll dive into it now. Do you feel that Mando deserves to still make his own movies, or would you prefer him rolled into the New Republic and the stuff that they're going forward with? Because we have Ahsoka.
Yeah, the rumors are
Thrawn
that's what's
and
gonna,
everything
that's
like
what
that.
the rumors what they were going to do is that Filoni's movie is almost going to become like the Defenders.
Yeah,
Where like everything that was set up on the shows was going to culminate with the Thrawn stuff.
right.
Ahsoka, Rangers of the New Republic never happened, but like Book of Boba Fett, Mando, all of it would culminate in that. And that I do still kind of hope that's going to happen. We talked about some rumors that this movie was very much a linchpin, that if this doesn't do well, there's a chance that entire Filoni stuff gets thrown away.
Yeah, they pull the
But
pin.
then again, Filoni's now the president, so like, what does that look like?
That threat's kind of gone, right?
Maybe, but with him being president, does that now mean that he doesn't have the same kind of time to direct a film? So it's a very confusing time. But
It is.
But yeah, I'd love to see more of what they set up, and I just wonder now, is it going to become like a one-off, Tales of the Mandalorian, like an animated show that they're now going to go and fill in the gaps of what we dropped? Filoni's good at like kind of like Lucas; he never loses an idea, shit that Clone Wars came back, but it's like I do think there's elements of the Clone Wars that we ended up getting in Rebels before Clone Wars came back.
Yeah.
Stuff that would have paid off, like Ahsoka and Rex meeting again. So I think there were certain moments that was meant for the like Order 66 or just after that then got moved to the Rebels era because Clone Wars was dead. So like I do think Filoni, whatever was lost will probably be found again at some point. But I will be bummed if it's just, I love animated, but it's like I'll be bummed if we lost what would have been a live action show down to Bo-Katan being back on
Tales of Mandalorian,
which might be what they do. But
honestly, in a perfect world, this is what I would have. I would have that Filoni Defenders team up movie,
the Thrawn movie.
Yeah, the Thrawn movie, basically. I'd honestly make it 2 movies. I would. We're talking like what I would.
And
do.
there's been rumors that it might be 2 or 3. There's been rumors that
That's
it could,
fine.
because how do you culminate all that in one movie? And
I don't know. You do.
Yeah, in a
I don't know if
2-hour
you do.
movie. That I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know if you do. I think you want to make money, spend money to make money, right?
Yeah,
make
and
a couple films.
Ahsoka season 2 will give us a lot more insight
Yes.
of where we're standing for sure. But as of right now, it sure seems like that's not a single movie, man. That's a trilogy of movies.
And what I would love to see is that after that's done, we go back to Mandalorian and Grogu #2, the building of the This Is the Way, or a sequel to this, where Grogu continues to be a Mandalorian and continues to learn maybe that's where he talks for the first time and stuff like that. And that's where we get more Mandalorian stuff, because by then it's an established character. The only problem I have with this is, man, how long is Pedro going to play the Mandalorian?
I mean, he hardly does anyway. So
I mean, that's the thing, is like, and I wonder if
I
that's
love that they
maybe-
actually put all those stunt guys in they were in the opening credits too. I
Yes.
don't know if you knew their names well enough to spot them, but not
I
only
don't- I didn't,
not
but
only
I
were they in the
did read that,
crawl,
yeah.
but they were in the opening credits, which is good because it's like, honestly, those guys in a lot of ways are more the Mandalorian than he is. He's the
Yeah.
voice, but like 99% of the time they're in the suit, which is fine. He's a 50-something-year-old dude.
Right.
You know, like that's probably unfair to have him be doing that all
No,
for
yeah.
12-hour days or whatever. So, I was just Googling real quick to see kind of, because we usually don't know until Sunday mornings what the box office is looking like. But I was just curious because, like, again, there's a lot riding on this movie. I know we don't usually talk about box office here,
Right.
but Deadline says Star Wars: The Mandalorian Grogu sees his 91 to 94 million in 4-day opening and A- cinema score. So I don't know how they have those numbers already for the entire weekend. but
Projected, maybe
projection. But either way, it looks like it's doing well. I don't know what they were
Good.
expecting it to do, but yeah, there definitely felt like a little bit of there's a lot of Star Wars riding on this movie right now. Like,
a little bit, yeah.
you know, other Filoni stuff, like, you know, they might end up recalibrating everything that's coming if this doesn't do, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what about so the opening scene, we already alluded to it a bit, but like that definitely did feel kind of like the, hey, you're in a fucking movie, punch you in the face a little bit, because it was much bigger, grander, larger scale, and I do wonder, you know, if you're in an IMAX screen, that probably would have been even more impactful of that entire setup. I thought it was incredible. Now, the Mando, there was a scene there. Was that not basically the Mandalorian Batman scene? Did that not feel like it to you?
Where he came out
Coming
of,
out of the
shadows
dark, beating
and-
people
yeah.
up, like using all the gadgets. I just,
Mendo.
I 100%. I was like, this is a Batman scene.
This is
And I'm
the-
not in a bad
it's-
way.
It's,
Like
it's Batman Begins with the first time on the dock.
or
yeah.
yeah, or even like there's the Ben Affleck one has like the warehouse. Like it felt very
Yeah.
Batman-y. Like, and not in
Yeah.
a bad way. I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I thought it made him like look like a lot more of a badass than we already know he is.
Yeah.
But it felt very Batman-y. So like, especially you now being really ingrained in Batman again,
Yeah.
it just that's why I wrote it down. Mando's Batman-esque opening scene.
It was a lot of fun for me. Mike says in the chat, saw it in IMAX. Some of the subtitles were cut off.
Oh, I've never been in an open subtitle movie
Yeah.
you're not in years, but I didn't know they would have done that in IMAX either.
Interesting.
So yeah.
I did have one little complaint about the opening fight stuff.
Yeah.
Since when can those scout walkers run like the fucking wind? Like, what are we doing? We got 50 years of them being slow, and all of a sudden it's like a fucking Velociraptor.
The
Little one-man ones, like they go fucking hard down that hill.
They,
with
I mean,
it.
they do in episode 3 when you see them on Kashyyyk. They're moving pretty brisk,
They're walking. They're not running.
and
They're-
the ATSTs move pretty quick too. The AT-ATs, the AT-ATs, those are slow as fuck. But even in every video game, ATSTs have always been your speed. Now, you're not going to take much to blow those fuckers up if you're the Empire, of course, which
Right.
I always am. But like, if you want speed, like if I want to get to the base and start getting that back, you know,
Yeah.
thing taken, I'm taking an ATST for speed. Now, if I want to really end the game, I'm going to see if I can get an AT-AT far enough in there where I can just start blasting into that fucking. But no, so ATSTs, they have some speed, and
I mean,
this
it's
is
not
also
even, it's not even an ATST. It's the single one, right?
yeah, it's like it's a spin on it though. But it's probably even smaller than an ATST as well. So
I didn't remember them in episode 3 being that fast.
the one that's looking at all these Wookiees are dead. Move to
Yeah.
the next sector. Like he's
I remember them walking. I don't remember them like full on sprinting like that. So that's.
but
where
we're
I'm-
also talking a 20-something year
yeah.
swap, right? We're talking post because that's it.
Technology advances.
That's
I
the other
guess.
thing too. Is that's interesting. Is this is our first movie post Return of the Jedi that's like pretty close to Return of the Jedi. Like we've been everything. So much of what we've been doing has been prequel shit. Like before, like you know, episode Rogue One,
Yeah.
Solo. But now suddenly we're talking about like in the immediate aftermath of Return of the Jedi. It's like, oh shit, this is like an era we've.
Right. I got to remember that this isn't after the sequel trilogy. This is before it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to remember that.
Yeah. So we're talking like right in the immediate aftermath of. I mean. Within 5 or so years, I believe, is what the general thought process is. It's
Yeah.
about 5 or so years after Return of the Jedi. So it's like right in the height of like what I used to love reading in the expanded universe is like that post Jedi era was that was my jam. I don't know if I ever read a prequel book in my EU era in my EU life. I don't think I ever read
I
anything.
didn't either.
Yeah, I was only ever interested in the post Jedi shit.
Yeah.
So, we also got a one-shot hallway scene. Did you notice that? I don't know how much you focus on like editing and stuff, but we kind of got like a good oneer where you spent a lot of time without an edit, a lot of choreography. Another thing that kind of struck me, where I'm like, oh, Hollywood movie. Not saying that Daredevil and some of these other shows haven't done good one-shot.
Yeah.
But those are usually pretty expensive, so it just felt to me like, oh,
Yeah.
we got a $300 million whatever fucking, I don't know what the budget of this movie was. I know it was expensive, but it's like when they have that budget now, they're like, oh, hey, we can now do like this, 5-minute continuous shot, whatever. So, yeah. So
And Google says the budget was 166.4 million.
is that it? That's actually fairly cheap for a movie like
Yeah.
this. So, all right. So now talking about, let's move over to Baby Yoda now.
Okay.
You already kind of already alluded to the fact that we got some evolution.
Yeah.
I think that's. I would complain. I don't think he's evolving enough yet. I think we need to move past this fucking baby talk bullshit. Like Yoda said, he's been teaching Jedi for 800 something years. Like he's only 900 years old, man. Like, are you telling me he became a Jedi at 75 and became a Jedi master by 100? Like it just.
And Grogu's 50.
He's
right?
50. Yeah. So it's like we're running into the wall here of like, you're starting to like, I'm not one of those fans usually, but it's like you're starting to break the canon a little bit. And it's like, get over the cutesy shit. Like he's still going to be like small, but it's like, we need to start seeing some evolution, and this should have been
It's what they did with Groot in Guardians. Like, we got Baby Groot at the end of Guardians 1, but we didn't have Baby Groot in Guardians 2.
Exactly.
Oh, we had Baby Groot in Guardians 2, but we didn't have Baby Groot in Guardians in Infinity War. We had Teenage,
and
then in Guardians 3,
you're right, because he turns into baby in the.
He's the little stick at the end of 1. He's Baby Groot in 2.
Teenager
in Infinity War and Endgame, he's a teenager. And then in Guardians 3, he's full grown.
Yeah.
And that's what we need, that progression. I'm with you on that.
And I think that
I understand why they're doing it. I get it. But at that
story has to override marketing.
Yes.
And that's the ultimate thing. And the thing is, again, I'm not saying he's going to turn into fucking old man Yoda in this movie, but it's like, and I actually even thought they were setting it up, because like the fact that the one of the twins starts going from Huddies to English, and then the fact that Stinky is speaking English as well, I'm like, so they're kind of prepping the audience for the fact that like people aren't stuck in one language type. So I thought that was for the setup that he would actually end up talking in this movie. And it's the fact he did. I'm like, you guys are being cowards, man.
Yeah.
Like, move this on. Like, again, I'm not saying he's going to start talking full sentences.
Even if
but
it happened at the end, that would have been fine, as long as it happened.
Yeah, it needs to happen, man. And because we just need to progress the character. Because like ultimately, I know he's marketable as fuck, but he's running out of interest very quickly for me. And they did evolve him a bit, which I'm glad. Like they did some elements of his evolution, but I think you just need to move him on in general, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like the show is doing it slow, and I thought this would be the point where it's like, oh, you're in the theater, let's make some big jumps here.
Let's make a jump.
But they did though, right? Like I do love that, like the taming the beast thing again was kind of a callback to what we've done before. It also shows he's still very tied into the light side, in case there was any doubt on that, right? Because it's like
force healing,
because there is like an element of like risk of him leaving Luke, right? It's like moving him into this realm of like more of the scoundrel side than the Jedi side. Like, does that mean that he might start using his powers in the wrong way? And
I think they established very early on in the movie that they are not scoundrel. I don't work for Hutts.
No. I scoundrel in the sense of there's Luke and there's Han. You have the Jedi or the scoundrel. There's two paths. Everything falls in those two paths in Star Wars. You're down one way or the other. Every kid was a fan of one side or the other. Not saying you don't like both, but like
I disagree with that, because Han's character develops more than just being a scoundrel at the end of Return of the Jedi.
It's a general term. I'm not saying he's a scoundrel entirely. I'm just saying you've got the Jedi and the scoundrel. Every video game falls in one of those two categories. Everything like that's your choices. Like when you're in an RPG, there's like, now if they ever did a Star Wars RPG where you could actually pick one or the other, that would be incredible. Like in terms of, I guess in theory, Knights of the Old Republic, you could have just never. Well, no, you really couldn't have. You were pretty much forced into doing the Jedi stuff.
You had to get a lightsaber and use the Force, otherwise you just get killed.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, they had ranged combat stuff, but not with. But then using the Force, like, can you imagine fighting Malik at the end of it with just a blaster? What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah. But I think it's cool to just like tap that in to show he's still like on the light side and stuff. Not that I'm doubting it. They're not going to turn him bad. They don't have the balls for that. But there would be a concern in universe though that it's like you're removing him from
Yeah.
the control elements that would kind of keep him in check, right?
I
He's embracing attachment
Yeah.
and stuff. Like there's going to be elements there where the built-in canon would be like there might be risk there.
yeah.
So
I think that I really hope that they go forward with this and they evolve Jedi going forward to where they can have attachments
yeah,
like realistically
100%.
and
And
everything.
I hope that's the lesson of Luke's failure. Like I thought that Luke's would learn the lesson of the Old Republic,
yeah.
but I think it's kind of nice that they didn't. No, I didn't even think. I'm going to defend the sequels here, but I actually think it's nice that his like he had the same failings of the Jedi Order, because ultimately who was he taught by? Yoda and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like two of the straight lace.
The only remainders of the straight lace.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there is down the like Qui-Gon wasn't still around to teach Luke, so it's like
No.
But I do hope that my hope is that when we start getting into the Rey stuff, that she is now with the Force Ghost Luke will learn the lessons of like both Jedi orders have had some massive failings, and you've got to evolve past
They
that.
set that up though as well in I think it's the Last Jedi where it's set up where Yoda just burns the fucking old Jedi
Yeah,
text. Like,
100%.
Dude, this isn't the way.
And failure is the best teacher.
Yeah,
So it's like
we need to evolve kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I think that would be fantastic is that in this new era of Star Wars is that, and I know there's going to be a ton of fans who hate it. I know there's going to
this
be
movie. Oh yeah.
No.
Oh,
Like
evolving evolving it. Yeah,
evolving the Jedi would be, they would see it as blasphemy.
yeah.
That's not the Jedi way. And it's no,
Sure.
there will be people who hate
I'm
it.
not sure, because I think a lot of people have locked on to kind of what we're saying, where it's just like if you didn't hold
I'm
these
not
these
saying-
dogmatic things, Anakin wouldn't have
Yeah.
fallen.
I'm not saying no one. I'm saying some people are going to hate it. There are those diehard fans that you mentioned it earlier. You're starting to stretch the canon a little bit about the breaking point. That's a Star Wars thing. If you break the canon, if you break a rule that George Lucas set down, all of a sudden you're Satan. Like that's a thing with some Star Wars fans, and that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying is that there will be people who won't like it. I can guarantee.
I
it.
mean,
I don't know how much
that-
of a majority or a minority it will be.
I'm definitely not shitting on you here, but I'm just saying that's like saying like, hey, I bet you that lake's wet, because like Star Wars fans are.
That's what
very,
I'm saying.
Very, very predictable.
Yeah.
No, it has nothing.
But
to
you're
do,
arguing against it, saying that it's not going to happen. That's why I'm defending it.
I think a majority of the fans will embrace
That's
it, though.
not. I'm saying that. That's literally what I'm saying. Is that there is going to be a small portion that is going to hate it, and again, small portion.
Yeah,
but it is going to be a thing.
it's
that
probably the
if you
same people
change
that
it-
think that Grey Jedi are a thing. So
Yeah, exactly.
nobody cares what they think or believe anyway. So
I hope it's done. I hope it's done well though, because I don't want them to change it to where it's just like, yeah, Jedis are just a thing now. They're not special. You have to keep them special though. They are still a cut above the rest kind of thing. They're the heroes. They're the He-Man. They're the Outlander. They're the Optimus Prime. They're the chosen ones kind of thing. You can't just have anyone be a Jedi though. That's the problem though.
And I would argue that, because I think that's gone back and forth over the years with like the idea, and I think that like that's one of the things I think Rian Johnson did great is he kind of recaptured that with the Broom Boy.
Yeah.
It's like anyone, like you don't have to be born of the chosen one. You don't have to have
No. But
you know,
anyone can be a Jedi, but you can't have everyone be a Jedi. Is
But yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think that would ever be a concern anyway. There's too much discipline involved there. People wouldn't embrace that.
Yeah.
Just like not everyone in the world's an NFL player.
A lot of people want to be though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, there's a reason that people keep buying those shitty Madden games. So, also, protecting Mando through the night was cool. I think it's the first time he's entirely been the protector and not the protected. So I think that was probably my point of like, because I was irritated early on where I'm like, are we just not going to evolve this fucking character at all?
Yeah.
And like toward the end of the movie that we finally got some evolution where it's just like, okay. And I think that was like probably the biggest point of like evolving the character is
I
like,
think you're starting to see where
he was trusted earlier in the movie. You could see where
Yeah.
Mando was actually almost using him in the plans more so
Yeah.
than just like, let me leave you in this ship. But like
he climbed into the building, opened the door. Like that's just kind of like a little
small stuff.
But this is where we see him do everything, and it's more than one night. It's multiple days with him, taking care of him and making sure that he's okay. So that is a character development that I was really hoping to see. Is
Yeah.
that Grogu is going to become more of a partner, apprentice versus he's Baby Yoda. He's useless.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I have to protect him.
Yeah.
And oh my God, everything is going to go to shit if he gets
Yeah.
kidnapped.
And he's helped Mando in the show a few times, like with the Force and stuff.
Yeah.
There's been some times he's kind of been the Deus ex machina for like certain moments and shit, but like not in a bad way. But he kind of has been, right?
like
there's
the,
been a few
the
times.
Rhino thing.
Yeah, there's been a few times they've set shit up where it's just like, well, there's no way to really solve this. Except for a fucking Force wielder. So, but he's not been the fucking protector though. Like that, this movie really shifted that to a different level where he is now this has completely flipped the relationship.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that's where it's going to be really good if they go forward with this series with Mando and Grogu, and even into like the team up movie, where you keep evolving it. Where I would love to see people, what's the right word? Underestimate Grogu.
oh yeah,
Where it's going to be like,
judge me by my size, do you?
him? He's not going to be able to do this, and then he's just like, bitch, please.
Yeah.
You know, like that's going to be hilarious for people to do that.
Yeah, because that's Yoda says, right?
Yeah, judge me by my size. Do
Yeah.
you?
The one thing is I'm not. It's not going to ruin anything for me. But when we finally get him talking, he needs to talk normal.
Not backwards
He's
like Yoda.
not backwards like Yoda. I'm pretty sure it is in some of the canon stuff, but largely, even in the EU days, there was like maybe I think Lucas even said it at some point. Like Yoda's species doesn't talk this way. Yoda talks this way in the way that someone might talk in like Shakespearean English. And literally, I want to say Lucas said he's doing it to tribute an old master because that's how people used to talk. So one of his early masters was still of that era. And so he's doing this as a tribute. And because he talks normal once in episode 2. He talks normal one time, right? Concentrate your fires on the nearest starship.
Yeah.
Like, because there's memes where it's like, did you just talk normal?
What the
And it's
fuck?
like, yeah. So it's like, it's not like it's not he's not inhibited. Like
Yeah.
so I think that Baby Yoda would have been raised around nothing but normal talkers. So it's like, he needs to fucking talk normal. And I'm pretty sure Dave's smart enough to understand that. But when he finally talks, it needs to be 100% straight. It can't be Yodish.
It should be. It should be
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
100%. So
Who's he going to learn it from?
yeah, and everyone else he's been around, like he
Ahsoka,
Luke, and even before Mando got to him, it would have been around normal people.
Yeah.
He wasn't just like hanging out with Yoda on Dagobah for 50 years. Like, no, he was out.
Mike asked, what should Grogu's first word be? Credits, way, creed. I think it should be food.
No, I think it'd be cool to do something Mandalorian.
No.
Like maybe like
The character is fucking hungry. He is always hungry. That little shit needs to ask for more food. Please, sir, can I have some more? Would be fucking hilarious.
no, because the first word has got to be an icon, like a big thing. And I think that would be the coolest character thing if it was like, this is the way, or something like some Mandalorian, because like then it's even it almost ensconcing the character even more in the idea that he is kind of this like merging of the two.
Hybrid.
Yeah, he's this hybrid thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm not saying that whatever, but it's just like, I think like if you're going to do like the meaningful whatever, like I think it, and I thought it was going to be here. I thought that we'd get something like this is the way, or some but I do think it should be something Mandalorian in my mind, because
I get it.
that'd be the ultimate.
I go more for the comical. Can we get food now? Something like that. Just like, God, I want him to want food. He's so funny with his food stuff. Let's save the rest for after dinner. Cookies.
So I will say I hated the aliens early on, but they did grow on me with
the
him.
little guys.
Yeah, I don't like Babu Frick that much. I know people fucking love him, but it's like, I thought he was a very meh character. Like the species, whatever, but it's like they're just comedic for comedic's sake, and I don't know. And so early on, I was just like, oh my fucking God, here we go with this shit again. But they actually did grow on me as the movie went on. I actually ended up liking them quite a bit, and liking the way they engaged with Baby Yoda. I thought was kind of the character development realm they built with them and stuff was really cool.
I also think they didn't overdo it.
They won me over with them, because early on I was just like, oh my fucking Christ, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I like that they didn't overdo it too. Like there was some funny moments with them, but it felt like the right amount. It didn't feel like they went over the top with them, where they could have been going for 10, 15 minutes with their shit. But no, it was only
and Baby Yoda wasn't chasing them the entire time, trying to fuck with them, because he bullied them in the show, right? The one that he
grew up.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
so
maturing.
so if it would have just been him and it was fucking Tweety Bird and fucking Sylvester for the entire movie, I would have, it probably would have hurt this movie significantly for me, because that would have just been stupid.
Mike says, I loved that their ship was a go-kart.
Yeah. there was a lot about them that was cool, like them going around blowing shit up at the end. Like it was just,
Yeah.
they really grew on me. There was almost some Dobby-ish thing there with some of the destructive nature with them it was cool, and the fact that they came in clutch at the end too. Like they were kind of the.
It was perfect too that they would go when their ship came out of hyperspace. I'm like, okay, are they going to be tracked? If it was me, I would write it to where their ship's too small. It's not going to be detected, and it wasn't. And I was like, yes, that's the right way to do it. They were able to land because their ship was undetected. They got to make sure Mando's there.
Yeah,
yep, Mando's there. Okay, let's go get help.
Yeah,
let's go get help.
Yeah. And I do like the overall premise of their species, though, because I love like the really big thing that Lucas had in the prequels was like the idea of like, hey, we're in this computer age. Like I can now have aliens that aren't shaped like fucking humans.
Yeah.
Again, in the 70s, almost everything you do has to be people that fit in costumes.
Also,
so it's like, Watto and Ben Quadraneros and like there's all these different characters that are like they're not human shaped. And I think these are like an evolution on that even more, where it's like, we're in the era, like, create these things that are so fucking small. You would not have been able to have done this in 1977 or 1980.
I mean, you could have done Muppets.
Maybe a puppet.
Maybe
but
a Muppet, yeah.
But I think you would have been very limited to what you could have done with them.
Yeah,
so.
and I love also that their specialty is fixing shit, because that's so perfect
like
for their
mechanics.
size.
Yeah.
Because they can get in there and do it so much easier, because a human has to take the panel off, has to remove the hoses, has to do the... You imagine if you had one of those to fix your car?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He could get down in there and he's like, oh, yeah, it's your alternator. Your alternator's bad.
Plus, they would
Pull it
know.
out.
They would know because they are very small.
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense to me, but you are very small. I just, that was one of my favorite lines in Lord of the Rings, because it's just like, what's the logic there? Like, just because they're small doesn't mean they're smart.
Yeah.
In fact, they're not. They're fucking those two hobbits. They're fucking idiots.
You talking Merry and Pippin?
Yeah.
I'll slide her Merry and Pippin.
Oh,
Those
I will.
boys are heroes.
They're idiots.
They bow to no one.
Just grab their heads and knock them together like Mo. So, what about the unless you had anything more to say on Baby Yoda, but overall, like, I'm pretty happy with what we got here. I think they did a lot to progress him and stuff. They could have done more in my opinion, but like, I think they did a good job of moving him forward.
I think the big thing with this one, and I'm 100% on board with you, and I've been playing devil's advocate in my head trying to come up with a reason. Why don't you have Grogu talk? What's the reason for it? And I think I have the reason. You don't take a risk with this movie. This is the test movie. You're seeing how it does with Star Wars.
I'm thinking
after
like the
7
final
years.
moments. I'm thinking it's like one of the last things we see or hear before the credits roll, because then it's really not part of the movie. It's just kind of like that last.
If you leave it on the last thing out the door and people hate it, they hate the movie. That's you've seen it before with movies where that last thing at the end all of a sudden ruins the movie and people fucking hate the movie. I'm just saying.
Not The Mist.
I agree with you. I agree with you that I think Grogu's ready to talk. I'm not upset though that he didn't talk. I think it can wait for one more movie. I think the team build-up movie is where it is. Maybe that's where he talks as they get ready for their Avengers moment where they're coming together for the last battle, and everyone's like, okay, are we ready? And then you just hear, this is the way. And it's like, holy fuck, he talked. Yeah, let's go. I think that's the way you do it.
Yeah. And they also got to get a voice actor, too, because that's the other big thing. It's like, who's going to voice him?
I think this is the test. I think you have James Earl Jones voice him.
Well, unfortunately, the late James Earl Jones.
Unfortunately, Disney has everything and the rights to use his voice, so...
For Vader, I believe.
I mean...
I believe they bought his...
There's no proof that Grogu's not Anakin's kid.
He just suddenly... I want to use AI to get a Clone Wars animation of Anakin in bed with Yaddle.
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. No. Dad. Oh.
Not anything like...
Oh.
No, not...
Don't put that in my head. What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm not saying it would be like obscene. It's just like pillow talk. Like after...
Disgusting.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Yaddle has a death stick.
Ugh.
Well, you said Anakin... There's no proof Anakin wasn't his father, so...
That doesn't mean Yaddle has to be the...
Well, there's two... Yodish creatures.
You can introduce more. There's 3 now.
No, I honest to God hope we never see another one, because there's a mystery, and Dave has even talked about this in behind the scenes stuff where he's like, honestly, like this is the biggest nervous thing they had about the whole Mandalorian to begin with, the first season, was that reveal, because he's just like, George has always been so protective of Yoda. He's like, even like Yaddle was kind of there's a reason Yaddle shows up once and you don't see him see her again. Like George has just had it like George has gone out of his way to never define what is Yoda's species, where is their planet, none of that stuff. So like I hope that this is the end. I don't want to ever see another of this species.
Still don't have a name for him.
No, and I don't think we should. I think Dave will hold that.
Maybe that's the reason why Grogu doesn't talk, is because he doesn't want to start revealing stuff.
I ain't saying nothing. That should be his only line. I ain't saying nothing. Hey, it's like, Baby Yoda, where have you been hit? I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying nothing. Mike says, here's my idea. After Mando kills a particularly stupid stormtrooper, Grogu says, dumb nerf herder.
No, dude, that's good. But you know what they should do? Dank Ferric. Because they say that all the time. It's the curse word that they created for it. So Mando says it a lot throughout the show, and a lot of times it's because of shit Baby Yoda's doing. So watch that be his first words, because that would be the ultimate parent thing.
He picks up the swear words.
Picks up the swear words.
That's it.
So what about the Mandalorian philosophy edition? Did you catch that? The addition to the kind of the Mandalorian code or creed? The old protect the young and the young protect the old. This is the
I like
way.
that. Yeah.
That's kind of a cool new layer to the Mandalorian mythology.
The space F word is perfect.
Yeah. And I was, like I said, name me a parent on the planet that wouldn't have some experience of a kid picking up
son of a
profanity.
bitch.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't say that in front of your mother.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Nailed it. It absolutely should be a swear word.
Yeah, but I do love that, we had some growth of the Mandalorians. It wasn't a lot, but a little bit there.
Yeah, you wanted more, but we still got a little bit. And also I loved that we got the correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this was part of the Mando thing before. The whole, well, you saw my face, now you have to die. Was that a thing
No,
before?
I think that's pretty new.
I wonder if that's new for him, because that's how he got redemption. He did something to get redemption.
He had to go back to Mandalore and bathe in the fucking water where the mythosaur's at.
That's right.
So, unless he's just like becoming a little bit of a scoundrel, because remember, the only reason all that happened is because he admitted it to the armor that I've been seeing without my helmet. And then he had to go redeem himself. So maybe he's just like, if I kill everyone, I could just lie and say that no one saw my face.
No one saw my face. Well, that's alive.
No one is alive.
Yeah, he just says it under his breath. He just turns off the thing in his helmet that projects his voice. No one saw my face. Then it's alive. Clicks it back on. And just like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
She's like, what was that? Nothing.
I guess I could have put this under the Baby Yoda section, but some of the hilarious moments, like him tapping his helmet with the fucking explosives. Yeah. I think there was another point that he was getting all fucking crazy, like Baby Yoda, like where he's getting kind of not erratic, but kind of like when he started hitting his helmet really fast.
Oh, yeah,
there was another point later in the movie that he did something that was kind of I don't know, I'm trying to think of the right word.
Isn't he grabbing Roto to jump? He's like, that's a long way down. The pool's really shallow. And Baby Yoda's like, come on, motherfucker, jump. We gotta go.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, there's a few times where you saw some oh shit in him a little bit.
Yeah.
I really I
loved the fucking jump scare when he pops up and eats the scorpion.
Yeah.
The scorpion's all crawly and it's like, and they're like,
Good night, sweet prince.
I know, Tad loves scorpions.
Yeah, I do. And earlier in the movie when we had the centipedes and shit, I was like, why aren't there any scorpions in Star Wars? I literally said that to myself.
Did, yeah.
I was just like, why is there no scorpions? We have all these other bug creatures. We had a lot, and all throughout the entire Clone Wars has bugs. The prequels have there's bug creatures all over the fucking the entire universe. Where's some goddamn scorpions?
Where's a scorpion species?
And then 45 minutes later, there we go.
We should get a scorpion species that instead of pinchers, they have hands so they can use blasters, but then their tail is still stinging.
We do have that spider guy in the Clone Wars. It's like a fucking arachnid. He's like a general for the separatists. He's got the 8 eyes and shit.
Oh yeah.
So he's like an arachnid, a humanoid
He's
arachnid.
like a tarantula looking motherfucker.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So let's just get the next version of that where he's a scorpion person.
Yeah.
You scorpion.
Dude, they should be arch rivals.
Yeah.
Scorpions versus tarantula kind of showdown. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any
other funny moments that came to mind for you?
The
Stinger replaced by a blaster. Mike says that's actually a good.
That's not bad.
Maybe they even
the Stinger has a place where they can hold a blaster,
or it's like a normal Stinger, but some of them remove it and put a blaster in.
Oh, it's like a rite of passage kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember, was it Book of Boba Fett that had those people that were synthing, doing a bunch of synth shit to replace their body with mechanical parts? Have a version of that.
Cyborg.
Yeah.
No clankers.
I know. I don't know what you call it. Clanker Half-Blood? Muggle clankers.
Well, let's see. What is it when you're a fake one? You're a I don't think we should go down this road. I don't think we should go down this road. Now that I think about it, let's not. But yeah, I got some stuff for you that I wanted to.
Yeah.
Zeb was fucking hilarious and
Oh.
fantastic.
Yeah, Zeb.
I want to talk about Zeb for a minute. That was one of my highlights of this movie, is to introduce Zeb. We saw him fighting. We saw his stab.
We saw him one time in the show.
Yeah.
In the background of the bar.
Yep.
That was it.
And then doesn't he have one line?
I don't
Doesn't
in
the
show?
the
I don't
pilot you
remember.
talked about it outside the theater, the older guy?
Carson Teva?
Yeah, doesn't he talk to Zeb and Zeb says one line to him?
Maybe.
Or he's having a drink with him?
Yeah, but I think it's like you barely hear his like. It's not the center of the
Yeah.
anything. He's a background character largely.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But to see him, and he had a large part, and then to see him fight, he does like the whole like swinging and grabbing, and he takes out a whole thing of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "Man, I love Zeb." I'm like, "Okay, you have to watch Rebels.
Yeah.
You love Zeb. You think Chopper is fucking hilarious.
I mean, Chopper is life.
It's literally the bottom of Tad's shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It says war criminal on it. Nope,
Yeah.
not high enough.
No, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Mine was just a little slow.
Yeah. But no, Zeb, and I love Zeb. He's one of my favorite characters from Rebels. So yeah, seeing him finally in the flesh, as it were. I expected him to actually show up in Ahsoka. I actually thought he was going to be in that final scene of Ahsoka.
We thought everyone else was, basically.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much. It's like we have everyone but Zeb. But I think it's cool though that Zeb's like fully ingrained in the Republic more and like, maybe broken away a bit. I think that we're gonna get a reunion.
Hera's in the Republic.
She
too.
is, but
she's like more command.
But maybe there's
Zeb's like
he's on the outer rim.
That's not for me.
I think ultimately he's on the outer rim, so maybe it's just an element of like you're kind of putting your aces, you're spreading them out
in one basket.
Yeah.
You're.
Oh, did you see the fucking Dave Filoni thing at was it CinemaCon or something? He was at some event where there's a bunch of fans and shit, and he's like, just so y'all know, I think he said Ahsoka season 2. He's like, Akbar is going to be there, and he's going one-on-one with Thrawn.
You sent that in the group thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're gonna go one-on-one. Holy shit! Thrawn versus Akbar in a space battle.
Just hook it to my vein!
Yes.
Let's go for it.
I mean, oh my god, dude. I got very, very happy about that. I know that's a little bit of a tangent, but yeah. So Zeb, I love Zeb. I think it looked incredible. I don't think there's ever a point that like, because I think that's the hard part sometimes when you have a character that's developed as animation. That's like when they translate to live action, like I just blanked on his name, the Duros bounty hunter that died in Boba Fett, or was it Mando that killed him? Cad Bane. Yeah, Duros. I was blanking on his fucking name. Like him. Like he doesn't count because Duros existed in live action, but it's like characters that were like whole and the species was created in animation. There's always a danger that when they move to live action that it might not translate. I think Zeb
that's not what I pictured.
But Zeb was was perfect.
Dude, the second he showed up, I'm like, that's fucking Zeb.
Yeah.
Like I knew it. I was like, hey.
Yeah. So I loved Zeb. My only note on him.
So the two things.
I had a couple notes on him. How about the fact that Zeb was kind of playing the Chewie role for Mando?
Yeah.
He was kind of the supporting character, the pilot.
He's like the liaison for him with the New Republic and everything.
It's an interesting pairing, but I didn't hate it.
No, I thought it worked great.
Didn't hate it. Yeah. Now, if they could have just thrown a line in about Mandalorians with what's her name?
Sabine,
because he was with Sabine and stuff. So if he would have just said something like, "Oh, you fucking Mandalorians, I'm tired," just given some sort of thing where like just a wink to the audience. And Mike earlier said that he's glad there wasn't like an overabundance of like fan service, which I agree. There was some, but not. It wasn't overboard. But I think that just some line that like Rebels fans could have locked onto, where it's like, oh yeah, like he spent years like basically raising a Mandalorian.
I got it.
Right.
I know what it is. They're flying in the Razor Crest, and he goes, "Did you ever get the urge to paint your armor?" No. And that's it. That's it.
Oh,
and
so
that's it.
So it's not a Mandalorian thing then, huh?
No, so it's not a Mandalorian thing, huh?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all it is. That's all you say. Everyone else is like, "Oh, that's kind of an interesting exchange." And all of us Rebels fans go, "Hey!
Yeah.
We're Leo memeing over here."
Yeah, Travis just says, "How's it going, guys? Just left the movie, so just got here."
Hey, perfect timing.
Yeah, very much Good timing there. But yeah, and then I actually wondered if the ghost would show up at the end because of Zeb. Like when the whole cavalry was arriving, I was kind of wondering if the ghost. I'm not saying that I was going to see Hera and shit, but just show me like right behind all the X-wings. I see the ghost as like that supporting, role, whatever. I don't know. Maybe that was too much.
I think what it should have been when they get back is that the ghost was parked there.
I was watching for it too.
That's
the
what,
entire time
that's what I would have done.
I was watching the
because
entire time.
I think that's where you set up. You're like, oh,
yeah,
setting
and
setting up a collab movie,
Yeah.
an Avengers team up movie.
Yeah.
There's the ghost. There's the ghost. Is
Yeah.
Ezra in there?
Yeah, and they already have it in live action because it was in The Rise of Skywalker.
It was.
So,
It was in Ahsoka too, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it?
Chopper commits a war crime with it. He drops bombs on that shipping.
No, he
That's-
wants to. She
Yeah,
says,
she
no, we
says,
can't
no,
do that.
yeah, we can't do that. Yeah, that's the ghost.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Is it the ghost or is it the Phantom?
It might be the Phantom.
Yeah.
It might be, but they dock with the ghost and then
Yeah. Anything else you have on Zeb?
no,
Because we got to talk Huts.
so we're gonna start with one thing first.
I got some stuff on Huts.
I want to go first because I want to bring this to the show because I remember back in the day.
Also, we got to talk about Ludwig's score as well at some
Yes,
point. That was
yes.
brought up in the chat as well.
That's literally I have 3 things left. 2 of those are the things we just mentioned. So this one, I remember back in the day where you wanted either a show or a video game. I don't remember which one it was, where you play as a bounty hunter and you deal with the Huts. Do you remember that?
I mean, I think it might have just been hoping for that. The legendary Star Wars 1313 that was allegedly being developed for years, and it ended up getting scrapped. So but it was largely going to be an underworld game where like you'd be able to
It's a video game. Okay, I
Yeah,
couldn't remember if you wanted
yeah.
a movie or a video game. That's what it was. But you were talking about how cool it would be to deal with the
I wanted a Hut movie too.
underside, the dark side of the universe. This is before Solo. This is before any of that was shown, the spice running
Yeah.
and everything like that.
When Disney bought it, that was one of the first things in the top 10 for me. Is like, give me a fucking Hut crime movie.
Yeah,
Like just
show me that
And-
side of the universe.
Guillermo del Toro even pitched that. Apparently, is he's like, I want to do a Jabba the Hutt movie that's
yeah.
the Godfather that's fucking in Star Wars. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not even the biggest. I respect him as a filmmaker, but his stuff does not scratch my itch. His style just doesn't jive. But like, oh my god, please, a Jabba. I think he wanted to do a Jabba movie. So, yeah.
And so that's where I just wanted to ask you: does it come close to your expectations?
Oh, I
seeing,
mean,
like the underbelly of stuff.
No, we definitely got a good bite of what I would want to see, and like I just feel like this could be an entire show or an entire like video game types. Now I will say there is the one video game too that is very crime oriented.
That's the newer one, right?
Is it Underworld
Outlaw.
or Outlaws? Yeah.
Yeah.
I played half or so of that game before I got distracted on other shit, and now
Yeah.
I'd probably have to restart it because I don't know if I'd remember enough.
But
you actually
I did that with the second Jedi Survivor.
the second Cal Kestis
yeah,
one.
the Cal Kestis.
I haven't finished that one.
I got partway through that one. I came back and I'm like, I don't remember what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, same.
I gotta
Same.
start this over.
Same. But no, this definitely scratches that itch to an extent. Like there's definitely times where it's like, oh, this definitely feels like episode 2 and Obi-Wan's in the under parts of Coruscant and stuff. Like we get some of that vibe here for sure. So
Do you want to buy some death sticks?
yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it a ton because I think and I think the Mandalorian's done a good job of it too. I think there's been elements of the show where we've seen some of that seedier underside of the galaxy and stuff.
It was
So,
really nice that they didn't, for lack of a better word, Disneyfy it more, where
Yeah.
they made it more like, oh, Mandalorian and Grogu, la 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 la. They
Yeah.
didn't do that. I felt that it was.
they had to give us a baby Greedo though.
I think it was.
I wish they would have killed it.
I think it was dark and gritty enough for me that I saw an armpit of the universe kind of place where you know, I got 12 little ones at home and I could barely feed them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
let's see. And then Travis has put Rhoda in Mortal Kombat. He's got some sick moves. That roll he does is awesome. And then Mike says redo Masters of Terracotta game. That's a deep cut for a game. They actually did a Mortal Kombat Star Wars game on PS1. It was literally a Mortal Kombat, but it was Star
Yeah.
Wars. If you wanted to like box like fucking
Really?
a stormtrooper as like Boba Fett and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It was that's a deep cut. And then Roto is the Goro role. That's about right.
Yeah.
He might be more formidable than Goro even.
Yeah.
He looks pretty hard to perish there.
He just lays on you.
yeah.
That's his fatalities. He squishes you.
Yeah, and then Mike says this, definitely not Disney-ified. Did we see a Hut orgy? I think
Oh,
we did. Yeah, I think we 100% did. They kept it dark enough that wasn't like whatever, but yeah, I was like, that was a Hut sex scene.
They were munching on something.
Nobody out munches the Hut. I mean, Jabba showed Leia. He has some good tongue action. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, moving on.
I just got Peter to do a C-3PO.
Oh,
Oh, I can't bear to watch.
I can't bear to watch. All right, so let's talk about the music. Did it do it for you? It's been rolling around in my head since we saw it.
Okay, so give me your thoughts. Was it Mike in the chat earlier that said he wasn't sure about it, and some of it felt kind of, what did he say? Sorry, Mike. You said something and it clicked because the Eurythmics. I think Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics. So give me your thoughts because, of course, I'm a huge nerd for music. So
I will say that where they introduced that going to the moon was, I felt like it fit it very well. Lots of neon, lots of like bright lights, but also like raining and dark and stuff like that. I felt it fit, and I also kind of liked like the evolution a little bit. I know it's not atypical Star Wars.
Oh, it's not. But you know what? I'm almost okay with that because honestly, there's no other John Williams on this planet. John Williams is still breathing, thank God. But like, no one's ever going to replicate him.
Right.
And I think that like, every composer so far that's taken on Star Wars outside of him has done a good job of like bringing Williams elements in and like feeling like Williams to an extent, but trying to be their own thing. And I think my favorite like non-musical example of this is like everyone bitched there's like some YouTube guy that's apparently like a really good mimic for Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like fan stumping for him to play Solo and Solo. And I'm like, you're not going to get some fucking YouTube guy that is just good at replicating Harrison Ford. And I'm like, but then when I said when they cast Aaron Reich, is like the great thing about him is he's not a mimic, because if you get a mimic, then every single scene at the end of it, you're just grading it on like, how good was that at sounding like Harrison Ford. Alden Ehrenreich just played his own fucking role.
Mm-hmm.
It's written to be Han Solo, and you could tell it's Han Solo. Within the first 5 minutes, you're not thinking about Harrison Ford anymore of that movie. And I think that that's the same idea with these composers, is they all have the DNA of Williams in there, but I don't think any of them are trying to be Williams. They're not just trying to be Kmart Williams, which is good because none of them will ever be able to do it. Nobody will.
Not even close.
No one. So even Giacchino, which I think is one of the best composers on the planet, he did one of the Star Wars movies, I believe, Michael Giacchino. And I think he's done a Star Wars movie now, or he's doing one in the future. Maybe he's doing Starfighter, but even him, and he's an incredible classical. He's one of the better modern guys that does classical Williams-esque music. But it's like I don't think he's going to try to replicate Williams because I don't think you could do that. So
So what were your thoughts on it then?
Let's see. I actually loved it. I know that again. I know Mike was kind of saying like this felt like the Eurythmics because there was a few points and it felt very electronic, like very whatever. I actually dug the fuck out of that. Honestly, like it was different for sure. But honestly, and here's my big. I have some notes on Ludwig. Felt familiar but fresh, and honestly, I think it topped his amazing work on the show. Because I think those elements where he was actually stretching himself to go beyond what's normal. I think I appreciated that a ton. And I actually have a note, electronic / dance vibes at times. So, and like, I love it. You know what it reminded me of is I don't remember if it actually made it into the movie, but on the soundtrack for episode 2, John Williams uses an electric guitar. There's a point during the chase scene with Zam Wessel. I don't know if it actually made it in the film or if it got edited out, but when you go listen to the score and you're listening to one of the Zam Wessel tracks, you hear a fucking electric guitar and it's like, what is more antithetical to John Williams than an electric guitar? Yeah. Like, it's like rock and roll. Like, and it's like, what the fuck? And it's like that one little bridge of music in my mind is the gateway to like Ludwig doing this kind of stuff. And like, and the other thing too is like, I think that there's almost a cool aspect of like, when you do like a low budget horror movie and you get this actor that's in your movie and then he goes on to become one of the biggest actors in Hollywood. Yeah. And you can always go back and go, oh, he was in my that almost feels like it to me because honestly, I know Ludwig, whatever, but it's like Ludwig just won an Oscar for Oppenheimer. So it's like there's kind of an element now where it's like Ludwig might be like, I'm too good for Star Wars. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars should be drawn the best people, but it's like if Ludwig went, you know what, I did the Mandalorian, that put me on the map, but like I'm on to bigger and better things, I would not blame the guy. So there's almost an element where it almost feels kind of cool where it's like you nabbed, not knowingly, you pre-nabbed an Oscar-winning guy to where by the time you get to this movie, you got an Academy Award-winning composer that's composing your film.
You could also make the statement that, hey, he cut his teeth here with us.
Oh, he did. But like, so I think it's kind of it almost feels like, I don't want to say it because again, John Williams is the greatest of all time, but it's like, it almost feels like there's an element where it's like, we may not have got Ludwig because he's kind of a hot property right now. He just won an Academy Award. So
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like when Mando lands on that moon, drops down to that moon, and that or I think they're in orbit when it starts. I'm just like, ooh, okay, that set the tone for the planet. Like instantly what I had in my mind, and I think maybe this is why I liked it so much, is that set the tone for the planet. I'm like, hey, this is cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to see cyberpunk. Where's my neon? Where's my tall buildings? Where's the rain? Where's the like that very cyberpunk 2077 feel?
Yeah.
And everything like that.
Or like Blade Runner is the ultimate.
Blade Runner is the ultimate one. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
Mando jumps out of the
set the
ship.
stage.
Yeah, he jumps out of the ship, and I'm like, boom.
I know.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And the fact that it meshed so well is the reason why it stood out to me. And you know I'm not that huge of a music composer, like score guy.
Yeah.
Like there's times where I'm like, yeah, this score is bus. But even like the Batman.
Okay, guy with the 12-year-old daughter. I don't know
13,
what the fuck that means.
13.
But
13.
But I'm assuming you're
it
throwing
was rad. It was rad.
Okay, I was gonna say you're throwing some fucking Gen Z brain rot or Gen A or whatever the fuck it is now.
I you know what? I deserve this.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. I got carried away. I apologize. I cry your pardon and everything, but it felt so perfect to me. But even like with like the Batman, which is like one of my favorite movies of this decade, even that I've gone back and I've listened to the score I think twice. But even that is like, okay, it was like a once in a while thing. I can't count the number of times I've walked into this office and you've had a music score going.
Probably more often than there's popular music.
Yeah.
Between whatever it is, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, whatever. There's
also times where I'm like, wait, what is this? And then I'm like, Tad, what is this? You're like, oh, it's Mission Impossible. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're listening to, which one? Dead Reckoning. I'm like, wait, what? You're just listening to a random movie score? You're like, yeah, I felt like it, I wanted to throw this out there. Travis said in the chat, the biggest critique I have is the overabundance of action. The shootouts get repetitive to the point of being obnoxious, I thought. And Mike says, I agreed, Thomas. Earlier I said it felt like binging season 4 of The Mandalorian. The action would have been broken up into episodes, and they felt like they could very well see where the episodes would have broken up.
You know what? The one thing I thought a few times, because in agreement with this, the story was there, so I don't think it was at the expense of the story, but there were times I was like, this feels like I'm watching a video game. A few times. Not the entire movie, but there were times where I'm like, this is like the action point when we're not in a cutscene right now, and I'm just going and mowing down stormtroopers. Like there was points where I'm like, this feels like a video game. It's like, so to their point, I get what they're saying, and I don't disagree. Now, again, I don't think it was the expense of the story, but like there were times where I was like, all right, we've seen, like there's only so many moves that Mando has, so it's like, although we didn't get all of them taken out because we didn't get the little tiny missile things, the whistling birds or whatever. There's a few things. Did we get the grappling hook at all? He did.
He used it on Roto.
He did the flamethrower a few times.
He used it on Roto when they went 1-on-1.
Oh yeah,
he grapple hooked up onto him, and he's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And then Roto squished him.
So I can't wait. I've only seen the movie once. I really want to see it again for sure to get more in my brain, because I will give the caveat of everything we've set up to this point and the rest of the way is that this is still fresh. I haven't listened to the score on its own yet, but the first blush out of the theater a day or so ago, I enjoyed the score quite a bit. I can't wait to go listen to it. It is something very different from anything we've had with Star Wars before for the most part. Did you look up Giacchino if he's done Star Wars?
Not.
Really? So he's got to be. I think he is doing something in the future though.
He doesn't have anything listed on his upcoming.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Travis says there's times where characters repeated dialogue as if it's a new episode, like Rhoda saying,
I apologize. I was wrong.
out there I'm nobody, but here I'm people cheer my name, and he says that like 3 times. And yeah, I agree. I do think that there was some points in the script that you can almost tell that it was just they were merging some episodes. He did do something.
He did Rogue One.
Okay, yeah.
I apologize. That
I was say, I swear to God,
I
he's done
googled
Star
it,
Wars.
and I guess because I had his name, I didn't know how to spell his last name, because I had his
Fair.
name spelled wrong. That it apparently didn't pull it up, but I corrected his name. Composer Star Wars, and yeah, he composed 2016 for live action anthology film Rogue One: A Star Wars Story.
Yeah, he's a dark horse. Everyone likes to latch on to Hans Zimmer, but I would say that Giacchino might be my dark horse for the heir apparent for John Williams.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways. So, so Ludwig I think did a great job. So Huts. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we started talking some Huts?
Just basically, I wanna hear you nerd out, because man, I haven't seen you get this excited since like a Marvel movie. When they're going to Nal Hutta, you're like, fuck yes! You were like excited in the theater.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I adore Huts. Leading up to The Force Awakens, I think for like 25 days leading into that the premiere of that movie, I did like my top 25. I'm not going to hold myself to that list for all time, but like,
well, we've also had new characters and stuff introduced.
Yeah, but it's like largely that's probably a pretty solid list, and I want to say that Jabba was in my top 10, for sure my top 10. He may have even been in my top 5, and there were some people that questioned me on that, like, wait, really? I'm like, dude, yeah, I have always loved Jabba the Hutt. I think he's one of the coolest characters in the entire fucking saga. And the entire criminal element of the universe is just a fascinating fucking thing. So the fact that, I mean, we knew going into the trailers and stuff that we were getting a Hutt in here. I believe they even revealed to us that it was Stinky. Like, I think we knew that. So it's like there wasn't a lot of surprises in that sense. Like early in the movie, they talked about going to Nal Hutta. You're going to go meet the twins. So it's like, cool. We've seen the twins. And God, I always blank on Book of Boba Fett or if it was a season of Mando. When they're at the bar and you start hearing the drums pounding outside, and they're brought up on that fucking.
Pretty sure it was
that
Book of Boba Fett.
Was that? I can't keep them fucking
Tatooine.
straight. But Mando was on Tatooine.
They're
sometimes.
trying to. I think the only time he ever goes is for Book of Boba Fett, isn't it?
No, because he.
Oh no,
there's that
that's
lady
where he
there.
meets the repair lady. Yeah, that's
and the
right.
Jawas and the crate dragon. Mando's on Tatooine quite a bit, actually.
Unfortunately,
he's part of the reason I'm fucking tired of that goddamn planet, which is crazy to me because I fucking love Tatooine. I've been watching it my entire life. So, yeah. So, when it comes to the fact that and this is one nerdy thing I have to point out, the fact that the first MacGuffin of this movie is Stinky. The first MacGuffin of the Clone Wars in the Clone Wars movie was Stinky. So there's kind of a parallel path there. Also, both of those were after the final theatrical film of a trilogy.
Yep.
After Revenge of the Sith, the next thing we got was the Clone Wars movie in 2008. First thing we get after Rise of Skywalker. So it's just kind of an interesting, I know everyone loves to make a meme out of it now of George saying it's like poetry and it rhymes. He's literally been the MacGuffin of the first thing out of the gate after a trilogy both times.
Theatrically.
Now. Theatrical. Yeah, it's like he's been the MacGuffin for both fucking things. So that's kind of a cool. I wonder if Dave did that on purpose, because like that just feels so like it's like you're trying. You feels like you're trying for that. So I love that.
Roto feeding Grogu blue gummy sharks, Travis says.
Yeah, I mean, and that's my next note is Roto versus Baby Yoda. They're both tied to legacy characters in universe or not, and both are bucking what you'd be expecting of them. Yeah. With Rhoda, it's in universe. With Baby Yoda, it's not. It's the fandom side where it's like you expect Yoda to be a Jedi, so it's like you expect Baby Yoda to become a Jedi. And it's like so it's like I know it doesn't fully jive because one's in universe and one's not, but it's like they're both playing the same notes, and not in a bad way. It's just it's kind of cool, and I love that they had a good relationship. Like you know, like I actually think that was one of the highlights of the movie for me was like Baby Yoda and Stinky were like they had a relationship. They're playing on the beach. He's feeding him. He asks to feed him. He's like, you know, Mando's all nervous. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking hurt him and shit. Like, and I think that's the perfect like bridge to people to understand, because like we've only ever seen one kind of Hutt for most people, right? So like that I think that's a perfect way to like train the audience, right? Like we had a couple people that aren't nearly as deeply ingrained in this stuff in our theater, and it's like that lets them know who this guy is right
Yeah.
from the very beginning. And it's like that didn't twist, that didn't flip on us. We didn't get to a spot where he suddenly is fucking dastardly and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he's a fucking chill dude. He's also the first non-fat Hut we've ever seen.
Dude was ripped as
He was
fuck.
fucking-
He's got callus
He was
spot up the
fucking
wazoo.
stacked, dude. And when he fucking body slammed onto that fucking person,
first
dude,
one?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh.
I loved it. I fucking love him so much. He's
I like that, Travis. Travis is in the chat. I think there's a point to bringing Rhoda back. Him and Grogu were both saved by Jedi, and I imagine Rhoda has claim to space routes, possibly that could lead them to Ahsoka.
So is Rhoda going to be a point in the movie that culminates? The
I mean,
Thrawn
there's
stuff?
a reason that he's getting a uniform, right? Like, otherwise it would have just been like, "Okay, have fun," and
Yeah.
he pisses off with some ship.
I will say, I saw a comment online where someone's like, I really hope we see more of Rhoda. And some of the comments went, it's a Dave Filoni creation. You'll see a lot more of him. Don't worry. And I'm like, the person may have been talking shit, but he's not wrong.
Yeah,
Filoni does bring a lot of his creations back. So
yeah, and I think that Travis says that the idea Rhoda hears Ahsoka went missing, then embarks on a mission to save her, would be the full circle moment of the TV universe.
yeah, and that would be incredible.
I think what it needs to be is it needs to be others besides Rhoda that go with him to find Ahsoka.
Dude,
We have this
like do almost like a
Dude.
heist movie where you have like Rhoda
Yeah.
and like three or four other people.
There's your team up movie. Is you got to go get Ahsoka because we got to beat Thrawn.
Yeah.
You know, like not saying that we can't beat him without her, but it's going to be a
Oh yeah,
hell of
because
a lot easier.
she's still on the other side. She's on the other galaxy.
Yes,
So that's true. So it's her and who is still over there?
the guy, the master.
Yeah, Balin's skull is is Shin Hati still over there too, isn't she?
I thought she died.
Because she hooked up with the like raiders and stuff. The last thing we saw of her was connecting with them.
Oh,
So, but is there any good guys on that side still?
Ahsoka.
And then is Sabine there?
I think Sabine is too because Ezra goes
I'm
back alone, right?
Yeah. So I'm starting to get foggy. I got to rewatch Ahsoka.
I got to rewatch.
So yeah, I think it's Sabine and Ahsoka are still there.
Mike says, didn't Shin go back with Thrawn?
Did she? God damn it! I'm fuzzy.
Dude, I am so. I literally watched Ahsoka once, so maybe I need to rewatch Ahsoka.
I think I could say I watched it twice because I think every single episode I watched twice within the week
Yeah.
because it was just it's a fun.
Well, that's where we were doing. Every episode we were covering on Geekery
a few
Abides.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We covered every single episode.
No, I think every time that we did an episode,
We did a
covered
couple
we covered
episodes.
two
Oh, gotcha,
we
okay.
covered 2 episodes of Ahsoka.
I thought you were saying we only covered a few episodes of Ahsoka.
No,
I
a
gotcha.
few episodes per episode of
Yeah.
ours. So, so when it comes to the twin, yeah, and yes, I have a note of this. I believe we saw a Hut orgy there. That was something that I definitely think we saw. With the twins. Again, that was a cool throwback because I that was one of my favorite moments of Star Wars TV was watching those huts. Like when you start hearing that fucking bong, that fucking gong,
Yeah.
and then like the whole street clears and the fucking huts are being brought up on. That's so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
And it just shows their power, dude. They are just like the most opulent, powerful, just like fuck you, like we are untouchable.
Yeah, because that's who Fett is fighting in the Book of Boba Fett, isn't it? The Hutt's people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, what about the Rancor pit callback? How'd that work for you?
I was like, it's a Rancor.
I did see some people where they're like, did every hut just have a fucking trap door with some creature under there? I'm like, wouldn't you?
If it ain't broke,
Yeah.
don't fix it.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Jabba took the idea from them. You never know. Like maybe that's a
Yeah.
hut culture thing. Maybe all of them have like maybe
Yeah.
that's like one of those like all the criminals have the different things that they measure their wealth by. Maybe it's a matter of what fucking creature you have down there. So, now here's an interesting thing I wanted to bring up to you.
Yeah.
So Sigourney Weaver's character says the New Republic has been cultivating a relationship with the Hutts for a long time.
Yeah.
This might be a good sign the New Republic's doomed from the start because the Hutts are criminals. Rhoda's the exception here, and he's now new to
Yeah.
this, but it's like the Hutts are. I mean, you can't bring Her Highness there. The Hutts are gangsters. Like that's. I mean, the Hutt. And the first time we've ever seen a Hutt, it's like the vile gangster job of the Hutt is the fucking thing in the crawl for Return of the Jedi. So it's like, it's just so. That's kind of an interesting. I was curious your thoughts because you're very white hat, black hat
Yeah.
type, and it's like I do feel like that throws a little bit of gray on the Republic, where it's like, are they so desperate that they're basically getting in bed with the Hutts? And when they say for a long time, that makes me think like right after Return of the Jedi, are they like cultivate? Because we're only 5 or so years removed, so for her to be pissed, like you're shitting on a relationship we've been cultivating for a long time. That's
I think
that's an
more,
interesting thought
I think
for.
it's more a let's focus on the bigger issue here.
Mike says Shin is on Peridia
Yeah.
still. So okay, thank you.
I think it's more the New Republic is more we have bigger fish to fry right now than dealing with gangsters, so let's not start a third war, a second front. We saw how that goes with Russia and Germany and all that stuff. So I get where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, if they're
you can't roll around with the pigs without stinking, sir. That's all I'm just
again,
but
what are we talking about here?
But all I'm saying is that we know the Republic falls, and it's like, is this Filoni basically throwing some stuff in here early where it's just like showing you the troubled signs right for, because and I think Lucas even, well, Lucas never said this overtly, but this is a big thing in like history and stuff, is it's like revolutions are easy, governing is hard, and there's a lot of like rebellions that happen that then they end up falling apart very quickly, because it's like being a rebel is one thing, being the new fucking government, that is a different fucking challenge, man. And there's a lot throughout human history. There's been a million examples of that where it's just like, it's really easy to fight that rebellion and overthrow your government. But when you become the government, how quick is it until you're now what you were fighting type thing? Yeah. And it's like, so for you to immediately, very early on, seemingly, because we're not that deep from Return of the Jedi, that like we've been cultivating, or were they cultivating it before Return of the Jedi? Maybe not Jabba, but were they cultivating the other huts for the rebellion? Who knows? Like, it's just interesting. I love it. I think it's a fascinating fucking story element where it's just like, oh shit. So you can't play high and mighty like Republic necessarily if you've been getting in bed with the huts. Like, but I get what's the term, that there's a term for like the not expediency, but it's like maybe it's kind of what you had to do because they control the outer rim. Like if you got a very wobbly Republic here, like
right,
like
if your ships need to go through the passageway between England and France, don't piss off France.
Yeah.
That's the.
I'm glad you didn't say a certain other thing that might be a little bit too political nowadays when it comes to passages of water.
But that's where it comes down to, like, right? Like
Travis said hut smut earlier.
Smut, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. That made me laugh.
Yeah, that's Mike says lesser of two evils. I think it's the bigger fish to fry. Like you have to finish the Empire. If you stop and focus on the huts and everything like that, or ignore the huts, it's going to go badly.
But here's the other thing I would tie to it is Carson Teva pulls it up in one of the shows where it's just like the bureaucracy is starting to show and it's causing him to not be able to do the right thing. And it's like, what the fuck? And he kind of it's not a huge grandstand stump, but it's like a matter of like, are we the Empire now? Like, the bureaucracy is stopping me from doing the right thing and helping people. Like, what? So like, I think that because Filoni's a fucking genius. I do wonder if he's starting to throw these seeds in where it's just like, show you, because I kind of wonder if over the next like 20-30 years we're basically going to see this entire 30-year gap filled in, and you're going to see Dave kind of Clone Wars, what Clone Wars did for the prequels. I wonder if everything that we're going to be seeing that's post Return of the Jedi is going to slowly build that story of like, why did the Republic fall in the Force Awakens? Why did we end up in a spot that Leia's now in a new, beyond the fact that J.J. Abrams was just
maybe the thing is that you're just using the huts to an end. Travis says in the chat, I feel the moment where Din brought the Imperial back should have ended badly. He stirs up so much trouble by betraying the huts, and Sigourney is mad for 10 seconds, then moves on. I think that actually is telling that they're just using the huts to means to an end kind of thing. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they're going to wipe them out. They're not going to stand for it. Like, that's the whole thing, right? Like, you're talking about the Republic is going to have better standards than the Empire. We're not going to let this crime syndicate go.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're not going to divert troops from hunting down Empire to dealing with that right now. So maybe we're not doing that, but then as soon as one of their own, as Sigourney says, then they have to take action. And I hate to break it to you, let's be perfectly honest, the huts weren't much of a fight. Not a single fucking starfighter died, blew up, was damaged in any the huts. Well, the huts basically, I wonder if it comes down to this. I wonder if this was beneath the Republic at this point.
I mean, the fact, I don't know, cultivating a relationship, that's a very interesting and a very provocative statement. I think it's something you can build a lot off of. Now, here's the one thing I will say, though, to your point a little bit. The huts existed in the Empire.
Right.
And some of the canon stuff, like comic books and stuff, have basically shown that even Palpatine, as the absolute ruler of the fucking galaxy, rightful ruler, could not, he didn't have the sway.
We saw that in episode 1.
He didn't have the sway to fight the huts, even as, well, a republic is one thing, but a totalitarian empire, seemingly you should have pretty much control of the galaxy, but essentially it's been spelled out in comics and novels that are canon.
Jabba's there in episode 6. That's Palpatine's era. So
but there's even a point like because I want to say there's a point when there's a comic where like Vader or someone goes and basically asks permission from Jabba on something, and it's just like that kind of threw the fandom through a loop a bit, where it's like, why the fuck would Vader? And it's just like, the Empire is strong, but in the Outer Rim, they don't have the reach. Like, okay, I'm a boxer and I have a really good mid thing, but if you're just in the furthest thing, my punch is going to be 30% as effective as it would be if you're closer.
That person bites your hand off.
And
that's the Hutts.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
you send out a Star Destroyer to go deal with the Hutts, you're going to get like nothing back. They're going to be wiped out.
Now I will say,
that's Jabba's power.
The power vacuum of Jabba.
I wonder
which
if
is why the twins are trying to.
Well, the twins had to hire fucking droids. Like, they don't have the armies that they used to. And that's what I'm saying is I think that they're weaker. I think the Republic's just using them. They have their spy network. They have their bounty hunters. They have all this stuff. They're just using them to means to an end. And honestly, like, all right.
Yeah, because there's the implication that the Hutt Syndicate's on the verge of collapse after a millennia of ruling the underworld.
Right.
Because there is a power vacuum and stuff.
Right.
So the only other thing because we're running out of time, which I kind of assumed would happen. But because I don't know. At first, I was just like walking out of the theater. I'm like, I hope we have maybe we can get a 45-minute conversation or so out of this. But like the more I thought about this, I started taking notes and shit. And I mean, you've brought some notes too. Mm-hmm. We've taken up the whole episode, which is fine. But the one thing I want to mention about Nal Hutta, I did because you actually asked on the dragon snake.
Yeah.
You asked about if we'd seen that before, and I said no. I actually lied to you unknowingly. We have seen the dragon snake.
We have. Okay.
The dragon snake is what's the word when indigenous to 2 planets in canon.
Okay.
Nal Hutta and Dagobah.
What?
The dragon snake
that's the thing that eats R2?
That is the thing that eats R2.
Holy shit.
So, yes. That has been long-standing and probably, which probably means it was even pre-canon before, like, whatever. But yes, Nal Hutta and Dagobah are the 2 places indigenous for dragon snakes.
Okay.
So we have seen it, but we've just seen the side of it.
Just the hump.
And we know it doesn't like the taste of R2.
I mean, can you blame it? R2's not exactly tasty.
Yeah, he's pretty old and rusty probably. So
still the best droid in all of Star Wars.
He's a rust bucket. The only other comment, or let's see, anything else you have? Martin Scorsese, I loved it. It. It was great. I do kind of wonder if that was a little bit of an Easter egg too, because he's the cook. Because I don't know if you've seen it. Favreau's like what would you call it? Like he's a cooking enthusiast. And at one point he had a TV show where he'd bring celebrities in his kitchen and they do cooking. And so that whole scene, it just felt kind of like, is this just Favreau just, whatever, which I'm okay with. Lucas is a big hot rod guy. And guess what kept happening is we kept getting ships that look like hot rods. We kept getting races. It's fine. I love it. So,
I have one last thing, but I want to save it for the end.
Embo is the name of the dude with the hat. He's in the Clone Wars, and he was in this.
He is in the Clone Wars.
Yes, and I told you. Because remember, there's the Clone Wars, the one thing that always sticks to me is he rides his hat down like a mountainside. He like throws down, he uses his shield a bunch of times too and stuff. So Embo is his name. I couldn't think of his name while we're outside of the thing. So, yes, what do you got though? Because I think we're pretty much out of time now. I think I said, one last thing: Carson Teva, Rick Fumways, Jim Dodger, Lee Isaac Chung's Lieutenant Reed, and Dave Filoni's Trapper Wolf. Every one of those guys are filmmakers or parts of Lucasfilm that we've seen previously in the show. All of them are shown here. And I love that. I just think it's cool. It's galaxy building to me.
Yeah.
Like the fact we've seen them all, I'm a little bit annoyed we didn't see certain other characters, but the fact we saw them kind of made it for me in a lot of ways. So, that's all I got. What do you want? What do you got?
I want to ask Kato's question, so we got it on the episode. Solo, Rogue One, Mandalorian, and Grogu. What's your ranking?
Say it one more time. So
Solo, Rogue One, Mandalorian, Grogu.
So the non-episodic.
Yeah, the non-episodic 3 Star Wars films. Where do you put them?
I'm gonna get the knives out for me here, though.
I know. That's why I wanted on the episode.
I think I'm gonna go. People are gonna be pissed, man.
I know. You said it outside the theater. That's why I wanted on the episode.
It's a trap. Did I? I don't remember.
Did.
I don't remember answering it.
You ranked this at the theater.
Oh, okay.
You ranked these 3. That's why I wanted I want to see if it's the same. Now that you've had a minute to think about it.
So it's gonna be Mando, Solo and Rogue One.
Rogue One last?
It's the larger Star Wars conversation for me. I love Rogue One as a 40-year-old dude. I fucking love Rogue One, but it is the least Star Wars thing that's ever been made. It is too dark. It is too far down the path, and it rides the line of being for children. I think it stays inside the line for the most part, but it is as close to the line and it is as far away from what Lucas intended Star Wars to be as Star Wars is. I adore the fucking film, but I do think these other two embrace what Lucas meant this to be more so than that did. So
Okay.
I adore the film. It's kind of like The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is objectively a great movie. You know, like I saw people, there's been a lot of debate online now about the Batman versus the Dark Knight. I saw one person say, okay, you may say the Batman is a better Batman movie, but you've got to admit the Dark Knight is a better film. Like as an overall zoom out from Batman, it is a better objective film movie. It's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I think in that way, Rogue One is a great fucking movie, but if I'm ranking this as Star Wars properties, that's the order I would go. And again, I know a lot of people will disagree with me.
Wow.
A lot of people will disagree
Mike
with me.
says shame.
Did I say that outside the theater? What did I say?
What you said at the theater is that you
I don't remember answering it. I remember hearing the question. I remember thinking in my head, oh, nobody will like this.
You put Mandalorian and Grogu last. You put Rogue One, Solo, Mandalorian and Grogu.
I don't. I
Yeah.
remember thinking about the question and thinking like nobody will like my answer.
We were only off by one. I put Mandalorian second. My ranking is Rogue One, Mandalorian and Grogu, and then Solo.
Yeah, Travis says Mando, Rogue One, and Solo. So just flipped one movie for me. But again, the other thing too, and I will say, Solo blew my fucking socks off, and I did not expect to like that movie because I'm not a big Han Solo fan. I never have been.
Yeah.
But it's just like that movie, and I think Ron Howard, did a great job. Now I still wonder, just like this, I wonder what we lost from having season 4. I do kind of wonder what fucking Phil Lord and Chris Miller would have done with Solo.
Yeah.
Because the movies they made since, dude, are fucking bangers across the goddamn board. So it makes me wonder, man, did we lose an all-time fucking Star Wars movie by them getting fired?
Yeah.
I'm a huge Kathleen defender usually, but that's one spot where I'm like, Kathleen, you may have made a huge fucking mistake there, man. They have made some fucking masterpieces.
Yeah.
They're so far they're almost undefeated. Now I know they did some comedies, didn't they do like the Lego movie and shit? So there's some stuff of theirs I haven't seen, but
I think so.
largely the stuff they've done since.
Anti-Lego for some reason.
Yeah, because I don't want to watch a 2-hour advertisement for toys.
It's not a 2-hour advertisement for toys, sir. It's actually a really good story.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh well, probably not.
No,
but
you won't see
yeah,
because
that's true.
you're too close-minded.
But that's where I would rank it. But again, I fucking adore Rogue One, so I'm not shitting on it at all. It's just the furthest. It's the same thing I always say about Andor, and Andor goes way past the line. Andor, in my mind, is objectively bad Star Wars. It's a great fucking show. It's one of the best. Like, I love it. I love politics. I love spy shit. Everything about that is check for me. But the fact that it has Star Wars on it, how is it?
I just want to ask one question.
How is
it seems like you're contradicting yourself just a little bit, and I just want to clarify it for us.
How would a 12-year-old be able to watch Andor and actually enjoy it? A normal 12-year-old, not a fucking nerd like me that probably would have actually liked the political side of things. And that's where I think it fails, because Lucas said, I was in the room when he said it at Star Wars Celebration 17. He's like, everyone likes to fight against this. He's like, but this is a movie made for 12-year-olds. And he's like, and anyone that fights against that is just, that's what it's meant to be. It's like, it's a fairy tale meant for 12-year-olds.
I just want to clarify, because it's the one thing I will say that you're kind of contradicting yourself just a little bit. So I want to give you a chance to clarify. I know we're over time and everything, but I want you to clarify this because you said it on this episode. You want seedy underworld bounty hunters, huts, gangsters, and stuff like that. But isn't that as far away from a 12-year-old movie as you can get?
No, because everything we've seen so far,
Godfather,
everything we've seen so far has been inside those lines.
But you said Godfather in Star Wars,
Jabba's palace, the entire episode 2, the first act of episode 2, where it's the entire fucking underbelly. Like, it's all been, and Clone Wars. There's a million Clone Wars, not a million episodes, but there's hours of Clone Wars that have been in, like, that walk that, because like it doesn't mean you have to be childish to be for 12-year-olds. You don't have to talk down to children. But you have to, like, you need to be approachable to them. And I think, and that's where, like, because people say, oh, Clone Wars is just a cartoon for kids. Okay, let me show you this scene where this person cuts 3 people's heads off jumping in the air and, like, whatever. It's like,
commits war crimes.
Yeah, and there's war crimes. There's fucking, like, yeah.
Genocides.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think there's a ton of, like, underworld stuff in the Clone. So I think the examples are there where you can do it without being like, it doesn't have to be everyone's, I want a rated R. I'm like, I will fight with my dying breath against a rated R Star Wars project.
Yeah.
It should never fucking happen, ever.
Except if they do zombies.
Episode 3 is the absolute limit of what Star Wars should be in my mind when it comes to rating. it should never go beyond that, because I don't want it to become Batman, where Batman no longer belongs to children.
Yeah.
And you could admit that that's the truth. Like, there's not a Batman comic that's been published in 20 years. It's actually something that you'd buy for your kid. It's meant for you as a 40-year-old dude. Batman has been completely co-opted by adults. So,
Lego Batman.
and I don't want Star Wars to ever get into that realm. And so, like, again though, but I'm Two-Face here because Andor, I fucking adore Andor. I've watched both seasons twice. But I just wish it were just a sci-fi show that wasn't called Star Wars.
Mike points out the body count in A New Hope is 50 times that of Rogue One.
It's not even just the body count, though. It's just like and I will say, I do think Rogue One walked the line and maybe stepped over to smidge, but it wasn't entirely. It was yeah. So I don't know. Whereas Andor though is just like, oh, the line, well, that was a mile back. They're just like, we don't care about kids because a kid's gonna get bored out of his fucking mind in the first episode and a half of the show. So went over a little bit, but thanks for the controversial. I don't remember, dude, because I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, nobody's gonna like my answer. So like, because I think everyone just expects Rogue One to be number one and unquestioned type thing. It's like The Dark Knight, right?
I think your knee-jerk reaction, because at the moment that Hayden asked it, we were talking about some negative parts of the film that we've already brought up and stuff.
And I hadn't even slept on it either.
Yeah,
so
you hadn't even slept on it or anything like that. I don't think you even gave it like some thought or anything like that.
No, not at all.
So when you said Rogue One and you put Solo above Mandalorian and Grogu, that's where I was like, whoa. I thought you enjoyed this film. But I forgot how much you liked Solo.
We'll have to ask the witnesses, because like, I do not remember answering. I don't. Yeah. I wouldn't have put Rogue One first.
We have one in the chat.
Unless I was literally just throwing it out as a lie, just not because I would not have put Rogue One number one. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's just no. I would have put Solo over Rogue One if it came down to putting Mando third. Because again, I love the movie, but it's just like,
maybe I'm misremembering it, but that's what I remember you saying.
Yeah, no, but again. And also, it's like children, though, too, right? If I have 3 kids, it's not like it's.
My wife says she doesn't remember.
It's like I have 3 kids. I'm not saying I hate any of the kids. It's just like that's how I'd rank them. Like, because this was just the swashbuckling, whatever. And I think it was a better movie than Solo in the sense of just because with the filmmaker change, I think Solo was a little bit weaker than it probably could have been, because you swap filmmakers halfway through the fucking thing. You saved half the footage. Like, it was kind of like Daredevil Born Again season 1. It was a little bit of a mess. Season 2, you see what the show actually is because we're not refilming shit anymore.
Yeah.
I think Solo suffered from that. This one, though, like it was a movie, and I think Favreau Filoni did a killer job making a wonderful fucking movie, and I wish it was a season of TV, but for the movie it was. I'm glad we're back for Star Wars.
I'm starting to question myself now if I'm remembering it correctly.
Because I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't want to answer this because I really think it would turn into a much bigger discussion, because I think everyone would be, because I was in my head, I was like, everyone would be shocked that I put Rogue One third.
Maybe you did.
So I don't think I answered, because I remember thinking like, because then the conversation shifted. I'm like, oh, thank God nobody's going to press me on actually answering this, because like at some point I'll answer it for sure. But I just
maybe Hayden answered, and that's what I'm thinking of. We'll ask. I don't remember. No, I remember, but now I'm starting to doubt it.
And the only way I would, because I was punchy, I was really tired at that point too, because it had been a long week and stuff. But if I did say it, I said it to lie. You
got it on record now what your actual ranking is. So we're good.
It's subject to change, because I'm going to go watch it again and stuff and like whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always evolving, right? I mean, Empire Strikes Back is always the best, but I'm not.
Star Wars is always the best. New Hope.
Not what is it? We're not going to go over this again, or what? Yeah, it's.
Don't start that again.
But good stuff. I love this movie. The audiences, of course, because it's Star Wars, have been split. But like, I don't care. I fucking enjoyed it. I mean, again, it wasn't perfect, but like honestly,
I thought it was great.
I
got to throw this out there as my last thought, is that I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, I know you hate centipedes, and there was a giant fucking centipede and little ones as well crawling all over.
We didn't talk enough about centipedes in this episode. But yes,
all over Mando. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I asked my wife, I said, is this something she's like, when that hits Disney Plus, I'm absolutely watching it, like instantly. Like that was so much fun.
And like, I'm gonna hit my dad up and see like if he wants to go see it at some point. So I might be seeing it again this weekend. I don't know. So it's like, I do want to go see it again, because like I did enjoy it quite a bit. So So
she says ew in the chat.
# more centipedes. Although Mando's been full of bugs throughout the entire show.
That's true.
There's been a lot.
Grogu likes to eat them.
The spider, that whole spider cave thing too. That was pretty creepy crawly.
Yeah.
All right, but that's it for this episode. It's been awesome. Let me go ahead and jump on over to the emails. If you want to email the show and yell at me and tell me I'm a terrible person for ranking the movies the way I just did, you can email the show at peter@geekeryabides.com or tadd@geekeryabides.com. And that is the way to engage with the show. Where the fuck is there it is. Next time on Geekery Abides, we are covering Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
Yes.
So looking forward to that. Can't wait to talk some Kingpin, some all that kind of
Rewatch?
stuff. I am probably going to rewatch it, yeah. Especially with an extra day off, like that's going to be easy peasy. And then a whole weekend next week, no recording or anything.
Yep.
I don't think I have any actual fucking plans for the first time in a month. So yeah, I might just fucking hook it to my goddamn veins and just fucking overdose on some Daredevil.
Just hook it to my veins!
Indeed. So that's next time, and then what we got after that is
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. Yeah, because we're done with Harry Potter. I was almost said, was it Harry Potter? No, it's Better Call Saul.
We're done with Harry Potter until
It's-
you're done with the book.
Yeah, Daredevil Born Again, Better Call Saul, Supergirl, The Odyssey, which is still so-so, because I'm like, I don't know if we've ever done a Nolan movie, but that one might change, maybe. But for
We'll see.
now, it's plugged in. So,
We'll see.
yeah, and then we got to plug in let's commit to by the next episode, we got our September
I
episode.
think you said that last time.
I think we did, but let's actually write it down or something. You have the notebook,
What
right?
good does it do to write it down? You never look at it.
Hey,
I got sound bites on there from like January.
no, you don't, because I went and put all those new sound bites on there. Like,
How dare you, Detective
Yeah.
Diaz?
see? All right. I will sign off as I always do, though, by saying love what you love, let your geek flag fly high, and to hell with anyone that says anything to you about guilty pleasures. Even if that's a holiday special.
Sound bites to add for Dark Tower Palaver. Heil button. Geekery abides. My
That's-
hair. Leo, you have my attention.
Those are all newer. Those aren't
That's-
January.
Um,
Those aren't January. Go and look at your edit history. All right. What about you, sir? You got to sign off.
this is the way.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, everyone.